Whoa. Before we get yanked out of here.
Oh, straight to the point, man. Straight to third base, man. On the way to
Because usually when this plays for a decent amount, I usually get a notification. Yeah, you might not be able to show this podcast in Italy right now. I think you might have just gotten cut off in Germany as well. In some locations, you're allowed to show the heel turn. Other locations, not so much. Not so much. It was, but
damn.
Okay.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been like some actual music with some lyrics, which would definitely would have got us yanked out of here.
Could have been some hello, ladies. You know, one of those, or you know.
Just pop up and all you hear is "fuck the police" coming straight from the underground. What the
fuck?
I
was like, it could have been worse.
Right? Oh yeah, true. It could. You know, let me stop. Before I start clowning, before we start overly clowning, because we do have a lot of clowning to get into, especially with the man, the myth, the legend joining us. But we have to kick this show off. Hello, all, and welcome to the Heel Turn Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson Jr. Devin Lee Crimes. Alongside me, Devin, how you doing today, brother?
Today is the start. Today is the start of a new era. Because once this camera, you know, gets right.
Yeah, I was like, it's the start of a new era. It just like it just got you out of focus. Like it got some.
I know it was just like, yeah, it's the era, all right, the era of blurriness. But look, I'm gonna put it this way. You know how I've been like, you know, the nice, the squeaky clean person up here. You know what? The way. No, I mean not like that. You know, I ain't coming at. You know, I mean, there's nobody. Everybody's safe. You know, it's just. I put it this way. My censorship is dwindling. It's dwindling. So.
Ooh. Oh, okay. We're gonna get a heel turn. We're gonna heel turn. Well, you already turned. I think you turned heel last year with Liv Morgan with the Liv Morgan nonsense.
Well, no, that was more of a face turn ish. That was me against the world. Now it's like I'm like, you know, looking at the world, going like, all right, cool. You go that way, and I don't look. You messing up my heel turn, dude. Hunter, or Dwayne. Whoever, I'm John Cena, and you screwing up my heel turn, man. It's not my farewell today.
Ooh, but that's the best part. We're gonna get into John Cena, of course, because we've been a little absent here, and we haven't gotten Devin's full thoughts on John Cena either. And of course, the last time is now tournament as well. But we have a very special brother in here with us. Of course, we have the boss, the redeemer, Mr. 24/7, no days off, Justin himself. How are you doing, my brother?
Man, I feel like it's been a long time since I've been on this end right now. Man, it is good to be back on the heel turn. Let's go, baby.
Oh man, and we gotta do it a lot more often, especially like we logging into the circle of debate, and it's just with the quickness. Hey, if you want the link, say the word. The link is E for everyone, and you even in circle of debate, you'll even see huge shout out to Kayla, the author herself, as we were talking about earlier. Kayla, we even see her. Hey, I'm just popping out of work, just want to say what's up. You know, it's just like you see everybody in rotation, like. Circle of Debate is open for each and every one of everybody that wants to come in and contribute. And it's just a blessing to see you guys. And it's a blessing to see you again, Justin. It feels like we back in the old time. I feel like I'm back in Arizona in the room, you know, in my uncle's house. And just going along, just shooting the, well, now that we ain't got no sister, just shooting the shit, you know, with each other, just having a blast.
Shit, man.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Shooting the shit.
Like too damn long. I remember them days. Let's go.
I'm telling you, it's a long ride. And also, we got to get into Jordan Kirby. He's been in here for a little bit. What's up, Izzy? And not the one that turned on Tatum. Yes, I am sexier, and I would have game planned her thought process on Tatum a whole lot more better. We all knew that Becky and AJ Lee were joining WarGames. Hold on 1 second, brother. Hold on 1 second.
Hold up. Wait.
We got to get Devin's comments on WarGames. This was something he was itching to talk about. And we're gonna get Devin's thoughts on it. Now, when I say itching, Devin's gonna give his thoughts on WarGames.
I was itching.
And we gotta get. Well, I gotta hype it up. I
was burning. I was seething.
Oh, you was burning. Whoa, see, I'm okay with itching.
Whoa.
I'm okay with itching burning. You know, I feel like.
I didn't mean it.
Make a pause.
We don't go on them fields. No, we good.
And Jordan says, Redeemer, you're supposed to be on the Full Gear stream in about 3 hours.
Bro,
He
you
gonna
know
be
how
like,
much
and
multitasking I do? You know how much
he gonna be like,
multitasking I like to
and
do? Let's go.
And first off, you think we're doing 3 hours here? You think we're doing 3 hours? I mean, even when me and Devin do 2, we're looking at each other like, brother, we gotta
yeah,
wrap
my
this up.
computer be looking at me like,
We're like, come on, like we gotta do something here. But even
Oh
then,
my lord.
let's jump right into it. Look, because not only do we have War Games, of course, right around the corner, Full Gear isn't even isn't right around the corner. It's here. But we
it's
got to jump into
already in
War
full
Games real
gear.
fast because Devin, man, you've had your thoughts on War Games. We talked about it a little bit before we went on air, and I just wanted for you to share, with the audience, with the public, as to your thoughts onto War Games, not only this year but just in general.
When they first like, I'll say for the main roster, I ain't gonna comment on like when they implemented for NXT. But when they brought it for 2022, when you had like the Bloodline, when they were kind of at their peak with Sammy as a Uso, honorary Uso, going against I forgot who it was. Now it was like Sheamus, Drew, Ridge Holland, Butch, aka Pete Dunne. So from there, you kind of get the concept. It's gonna be some, 1, 5, or 6 group of people that's good, and another side that's bad, yada yada. And usually good or bad's gonna win. My only issue right now is I was there for 2023, when they had that War Games, and I'm looking at that one like, okay, cool. I kind of see how this would kind of be, it's kind of turning into like a Hell in a Cell issue where it's like you normally would save it for a few if it felt like, what, there's nothing else we can do but put it in this match. But it's at that point now where you turn War Games into like how Hell in a Cell was. And I get it, granted, we got Money in the Bank. I don't look at that so much differently because I can kind of put that in the realm of like a Royal Rumble where it's really just an event for an opportunity. It's not an event for, I just want to like just beat the mess out of you. So that's what you would say that for Hell in a Cell for a match. So I'm looking at War Games and I'm like, you know what? They kind of do this every year. So it's like you kind of know by around this time, it's gonna have to be a good 5 people that ain't really doing much. But another 5 people that ain't really doing much, but they're still prominent. And it's just, to me, it gets to a point where you got to change it up now because it's like, all right, 2022, cool. 2023, cool. Then last year, I was kind of like, all right, it's fine. You want to bring in CM Punk, have him team with Roman, that's cool. And we go to this year, I'm like, all right, it's the only really thing different is we got Brock Lesnar thrown in there. I'm just like, I'm cool for it this year, but next year, they got to be something they switch up for War Games. At least either skip it next year and come back to it. Maybe don't even use it for Survivor Series. I'm
Justin,
gonna
you
leave it at that.
Honestly, I kind of agree a little bit with that because where it stands right now with War Games, it is kind of reached that Hell in a Cell level right now. Like Hell in a Cell, because it ended up hitting its own pay-per-view. It's kind of like Money in the Bank in its own way too. How it felt special when it was at WrestleMania, part of WrestleMania every year. But then it became its own pay-per-view. So now it's just kind of gotten super stale over the years, where even like where NXT was doing like basically doing War Games every year as well, you could see it kind of getting a little played out. Like, does this match really need to be War Games? Like, does this really need to be War Games? Are we just building this up just to put it in War Games because we have to put it on Survivor Series time? Normally, I say go back to maybe a nice little stretch of the old 5-on-5s, like elimination style tag matches. I think we need to go back to them because where it stands right now, War Games is starting to get like to the point where people are like, okay, it does feel like forced into having War Games every year because it's Survivor Series. Same thing like we said with Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell, basically, they always had it come around October because, it's spooky season and Hell in a Cell, so you might as well have it then. Like, it got well played out, and then you had Drew and then Punk had their matchup in Hell in a Cell that kind of brought it back to what Hell in a Cell was. It's a feud ender. That's the way you're supposed to have it, not just every year because it's getting close to Halloween. Everybody should be inside Hell in a Cell. it's almost kind of the case of like how TNA used to do Lockdown, like where literally they had the show where it was every match was inside of a cage. It's like that could get a little played out after a while. Like you could definitely move on from that. But then they kind of switched it up and didn't do it like every match being a cage. So I think it's definitely time to put the whole concept to the side for a little while and then come back to it. So like later on, just give it a little break and then come back to it, because then it'll feel fresh again. And then it'll actually be used and justified for something big instead of being like, oh, we just have to do it because it's November.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. You got to make it justifiable. Make it justifiable. I was actually pretty hurt when they got rid of the Survivor Series eliminator matches, because I was a huge fan of it. I was one of the reasons why Becky Lynch is over the way she is now. The broken nose, SmackDown on the shirt. You know, it's just when SmackDown invaded Monday Night Raw, you had Xavier Woods coming through, New Day, you know, just coming through, beating the brakes out of people in the locker room. You know, like the invasions. Now, granted, it was the same situation. You know, it's around that time. The brands are going to go neck and neck. They're going to go toe and toe and beef with each other. You know, same situation, but we got moments out of it. You know, the most I can think about with WarGames is Io Sky with the trash can. You know, it's just like that's the most I can think of in that instance in terms of most memorable moments. But if you want to look at Dolph Ziggler, you know, going one-on-one with Randy Orton to be the final man standing in the Survivor Series eliminator match. You know, we could go on and think about so many awesome and memorable moments in that Lana just standing on the steps. You know, it's just like, and she made it all the way through. You know, even to the most stupid. You know, it's just like the crazy stuff that they did there. So I love the Survivor Series eliminator matches. I wish we could just go back to that, and because they have meaning to it, and I feel like they made stars, you know, out of that as well. So I feel like it's just great points all around. We got flooded, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Mr. Opinionated 452. What's good, brother? What's good? We got Cage My IQ. What's good, family?
OGK. What's good?
Hey, OPC, the GOAT. What's good, my familiar?
We love you, OPC.
We love you, OPC. Of course, Jordan Kirby, Circle of Debate. What's good, guys? Devin, where the hell you been, son? Now you got to give us your take at the end of the show, brother.
I will.
Yes.
Got to. We got, of course, Brandon as well. GCW is in New Jersey. Ooh, Justin, is that your neck of the woods, brother? Is that your neck of the woods?
Not exactly, but damn, that's pretty close still. So, shouts to GCW.
Oh man, see, we have, of course, Brandon. It's a good show. it's a good show.
Shouts GCW.
Of course, we got What's Good, Jordan. Oh, What's Good is, of course, giving love to the chat as well. Go back to the traditional format more. Yes, definitely agree.
Yes,
I agree. OGK, Randy Orton was built through the Survivor Series format. And of course, you got to give a whole lot of love to Randy Orton, the Viper himself. Of course, even the Legend Killer. Like, man was just, I mean, he's just a demon in general.
Team Authority. You know? Team Authority against Team Cena with Dolph being the final man. Like, come on, let's go.
It gets the lore of it all. It's just the lore of it all. Of course,
you got more room to do things with that too.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to just have it just be brands. It could just be, those war games, you kind of just have it where it has to be that specific few of people. I mean, you could do SmackDown and Raw, but they just haven't done that.
True.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, and even look at Lana not doing anything, only to win was so stupid. Yeah, but it's a memorable moment.
I get it was a story. But it was kind of unnecessary, to be honest.
It was trash. But hey, at least she wasn't getting smashed into an announcement table.
Right.
You know, I was like, it was
making Nia say my hole or whatever the hell it is.
My hole's crazy. SpongeBob has my leg. Nia Jax has her hole.
Quote that. Make sure that's quoted, everybody. 2025. SpongeBob has my leg. Nia has my hole. Remember that.
It's the fact that he had to drag SpongeBob into this.
Look,
he was minding his own business, and then Nia Jax with her hole, man. Like,
my man just out here jellyfishing.
I just seen him run from the cops on Twitter the other day. You guys seen that video? Them AI videos? It's like,
really? What the shit?
I put that on my spatula, officer. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like, They're getting out of hand. Ooh, can we bring back Paige for one more run from Jordan Kirby? Before we answer that, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
You said
sorry.
what?
No, I was just so immediately excited to say no. I'm sorry.
Well, time out. Then at the American Dream Mall, Devin, why don't you want to see Paige back for one more one? Why do you hate Paige? What's your problem? What's your
See, there you go. See, there you go. You already laced your jumping shoes on because you already jumping to a conclusion that I hate Paige. No,
Number one hater in all the nation.
Because I actually want what I was thinking is safest for her is the opposite of me hating her. Because for one, what's she gonna do? No offense. I just like look, AJ just popped up. They just actually said we haven't seen her since WrestlePalooza. And I'm like, dang, that's been a minute, you know. So I'm like, that's how it's gonna be if she pop up. She's gonna pop up, have a little feud with like Nikki Bella for no reason, because you know they go back, and then they'll have a good doodle match, and that's it. That's a waste of time. Get that to like Lyra or somebody. Anybody else? No, Paige. That was a good moment back, 2014, and it just, unfortunate how things went. I mean, and I wouldn't bring her back as a general manager either. We already tried that, so no. They'll do the little thing where they be like, "Hey, so and so is on ringside."
Justin, do you want to see Paige? Dan, you want to see? Wait, time out. You want to see her at ringside? You want to see her?
What else you gonna do? What else you gonna do? What else are you gonna do?
That's
you want to ring the bell?
Crazy.
What else are you gonna do?
Feel like a celebrity? There goes Cam Scatterboo just over there in the corner. There goes Paige.
I'm just saying. What else is she gonna do? Announce the match? Commentate?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Justin. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Honestly, no, though. I'm not really like fiending to see Paige. Really, like I'm still concerned that again, any kind of situation. What if she gets hurt again? Like anything can happen. That's always the one concern when it comes to Paige is going to be, can one little bump put her back on the sideline for 2 years or anything else like that? Like I'm nervous about that. Like even when she had a run in AEW, I was still super worried about that because AEW's like a lot of people in AEW really work stiff. Like they're kind of, different compared to WWE. And it's like anything can happen in there still in pro wrestling, period. But when you got people who have a hell of a lot more of like a stiffer style and work harder than like the WWE roster as a whole, where they will take it, a little safe and you can protect your people. But there's a lot of people out there that like to, just go balls to the wall and see what else they can do. And if Paige is going to be the unfortunate freaking person to take any kind of bump wrong and she gets hurt again, what are we going to have? Another scenario like we did like with freaking Sasha, where everyone's going to go out there and blame her because it's her fault that Paige got hurt? No, let's not do that. We already got enough of that nonsense going around with the whole Big E Ridge Holland stuff, where everybody still blames Ridge Holland for Big E getting hurt when it's a freaking accident. Anything can happen at any time. It's not anybody's fault. It was a freak accident. It's not like Ridge Holland had it up, like woke up in the morning and goes, man, I can't wait to break Big E's neck tonight, bro. Like it's absolutely nuts that people have that thought in their head. Like Ridge had some evil intentions. People have evil intentions. And it's like, we don't really need to take that chance. If you can avoid that chance, like I get if you want to see her and AJ be a tag team, because that's kind of what she's talked about, was how she wants to get back with AJ and be a tag team. They could go out and win the women's tag team titles. Okay, but you're going to go win the women's tag team titles in a division that's basically dead as it is. Like, what's that? What are they going to do for a division like the women's tag team division right now in WWE? Not a damn thing, really. That division basically is on the verge of just saying, we need to just sweep it under the rug and call it a day. Still, no matter what, but I don't want to see that chance. I don't want to take that chance of seeing Paige have to end up put on the sidelines again for God knows how long.
As much as I want to agree with you guys, we're seeing.
I just want to see the worst for her. I just want to see her take a bump. That's gonna be devastating for her. That's all I care about. It's for me, not for her. Okay.
But that's the thing. Like we're seeing guys like
this is my house, not hers.
We're seeing Bryan Danielson. We're seeing Adam Copeland. Like
I'm still looking at them sideways.
Right, but there's a point in time where I feel like we still got you. Well, Bryan Danielson's different because there was a point in time where every single match he got the twitching, or he started selling his head a little bit more often.
Like,
that he made you feel. Bryan Danielson made you feel some type of way watching his matches. Let me just like hit the turnbuckle on the corner side of my head. It's just like Bryan Danielson was crazy. But you're seeing guys like Adam Copeland. You're seeing guys that were just like, hey, I was told I couldn't wrestle again, and now I'm back. And now I'm gonna wrestle, and now I'm gonna continue to do what I love to do, and yada yada yada. I feel like we're at the point in time where I don't want to see Paige have a full-time schedule, like nothing like that. But 2 matches here and there and still showing your face around WWE as Paige, kickoff shows. Hell, they need some help in NXT. Ava can't do nothing down there. It's just like Paige wants to be a face and Paige want to play a part in WWE. I don't mind her coming back and I don't mind her wrestling, but a full-time schedule is something I don't want to see. But getting in the ring for a little bit, I don't mind it.
Ava
I ain't like that Ava
strays.
Hey, I was like, I ain't like these strays. Like, she been holding it down over there for like a good 2 years.
She's killing it as the GM, and all of a sudden it's just like, hey, you want that nice little bullet that's gonna graze you in the shoulder?
Hey, even when her drunk daddy came down there and embarrassed her, she still was like, you know what, I got this. Nobody
treat you like Plexico Burris and shoot yourself in the foot, whatever the hell you want
to do. I think Ava is so cheeks. Like, I just think she's so. Josh Briggs, what are you doing? Why did you jump my whole roster? Well, I just wanted a world title match. Okay, then you got it next week. Well, what? Like,
serious question. Like, yo, what's the transgression here? Like, just all he had to do was go in there and say, I want a shot. But no, she had to think differently.
She's kind of the good GM, though.
Yeah, look how stressed out Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce be. Man, Adam Pearce always talking about he need a drink and stuff. Do you ever see Ava say she need a drink? No, she just come right back to work next Tuesday, dog.
She's a good GM because she want everybody to go out there and basically just be like, hey, you want to fall flat on your face? Go fall on your face. Like, I'll let you at this point. So that's why I'll give you this matchup. So I don't blame her for being that kind of person. Like, if somebody's like, man, I only did this because I wanted an opportunity at that championship, it's just like, fine, go get your championship. Here's your opportunity. I'll give it to you right now, but you fall flat on your face and I'm just going to laugh at you. Like, there you go. That's Ava.
Man, so what I'm hearing is if all 3 of us, if there's going to be a trios title in NXT and we get signed, we have to jump the nearest NXT superstar.
Yeah. Talk about Dark State. Yeah, I ain't seen
Dark State. We coming for you, bro. I like you guys and all, but bro.
Yeah, we just can't land. We just can't fall down because they love to be on top. At least that's what the big man says.
I just want Cutler James on. I just want Cutler James just freaking cutting promos on us, just going, and you don't want us behind you. And I'd be like, bro, why you gotta say it like that?
Don't touch me. He's like,
hey.
What? Huge shout out to Jordan Kirby. Team with AJ Lee, Devin, and face the Bellas for the tag titles. Man, that's on you. That's on you.
But I have to talk to CM Punk about that first.
No, you don't gotta talk to him.
I'm just like, I can see him now. Hey, pal.
All you need a handshake and Mindy's Bakery. You got him. He good.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm like, it's
like, do I look like I have to be the one to freaking tell my wife what to do at this point?
Well, this nigga, I ain't want to just pop up and be like, all right, she my birthday now. Let's go. We finna kick butt. CM Punk here a little old and washed. I don't care.
Punk's
I'm the new thing coming from Chicago.
Punk's the kind of guy that just shows up and goes, I work with children. They can't run Walmart. That's how it does.
They asked me if they can team with my wife in a tag team match. Sick of this place.
I'm sick of this place. Yeah, exactly.
Gone.
I'm walking out of here. Jordan says, what PLEs from the past do you want to see make a comeback? Ooh, that's a good question.
I would have said Bad Blood, but they brought it.
Bad Blood
True.
Oh, Justin, you?
Judgment Day.
Yes. I was gonna say Armageddon.
Armageddon would be cool. Honestly, the Great American Bash. Bring that.
Great American Bash is tough.
Capital Punishment.
Yeah. True. His first WWE Championship match there.
That's what I should have said, man. That's true.
Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, hell no. Not again.
Not again.
Not again, especially because of the suggestive freaking, logo we had.
Oh,
yeah. Was wild.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was something.
WWE Women's Tag Team Division is so dead right now, and the Kabukis are not helping it either. That sounds awful when you read it out. And the Kabukis are not helping either.
Blame the Kabuki Warriors on that, though. It's not their fault that the freaking tag division's dead and they're trying to freaking revive a freaking division that can't be saved.
Exactly. It's a division that also just can't stay healthy. If we're being honest, too, Liv Morgan. They can't stay healthy. On the flip side of that as well. So it's like, and she got to get a straight for that.
I mean, that's a straight I gotta accept, man. I just, it's fine. That one I'll take.
That's not even.
Even though she wasn't even a tag team match.
That was wrong. That was a wrong.
She didn't deserve it. If she didn't deserve it, I apologize.
That was unfortunate.
Man, I don't apologize. She didn't deserve
it. I'll take back.
You were already on the sidelines with a messed up shoulder. How about a bullet hole wound?
Exactly. Take this straight over here. Take this football.
Why don't you sit out just a little longer? He said, "Come back after the Raw after WrestleMania next year."
Right. Not next year's Rumble, but the following Rumble.
Right? Yeah, get him out of here. Do y'all remember Ava?
Yeah.
Joe Gacy?
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up too. I was gonna be like, look, she was in there. She was like, look, I'm sick of this. I'm gonna be so great. I'm gonna actually be the general manager and bring order to this brand. Instead of dominating this brand, I'm gonna just take order. Like, who do that?
Didn't Ivy Nile choke the evil out of her?
We don't talk about that. Some things have to happen. And then where Ivy Nile go? She went to with Chad. I forgot their names now because they changed it. But with Chad Gable and so that's why we don't talk about this. See, you over here bringing out about Ava getting choked out. That don't matter. We're talking about what she's doing now and why she doing it now. See, there you go, always trying to get her straight, man.
I mean, we ain't saying Ivy and freaking the Creeds and so damn long we forgot what their names are.
I was like, wait a minute. She was with what's her name?
Were they Diamond Mine at a point?
Yeah.
No, that was NXT. Oh. That was Roderick Strong and them.
Yeah. And then they had they went through a lot of iterations because they had what's his name? With he in AEW now, Stokely. Remember he was even with him.
Oh my God, that's right.
American Made. They go from Diamond Mine to American Made.
There you go.
We went from Diamond Mine to American
Made. We went from Diamond Mine to Alpha Academy to American Made.
We got throwbacks. He's like, we got throwbacks here. He's like, I meant AJ Lee and Paige, not Devin. Yeah, but we still gonna throw Devin in there. Like,
he said, nah, I ain't throwing Devin in there.
Here it goes.
He ain't gonna win.
Here, we're gonna put some heat on Devin. This question was asked to Devin, and me and Justin are going to critique Devin's question to see if we should allow him to take the book from Hunter Hearst. Jordan says, Devin, if you were a part of WWE Creative, what would you change or keep? The pressure's on.
Hey, the first thing I do, I take that belt off of Cody, man. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'll put that thing right back on Roman where it should be, right when we was at the peak, because it's kind of funny. Ever since Roman be, getting his shoes stolen and stuff, like, just stuff ain't feeling right. It's like watching Superman without his cape, it's like looking at Spider-Man and he can't crawl up the wall. Just some stuff just ain't right. And it's going to be somebody like me to set it back straight. I snatched that book right out of Paul Triple H's look back hands. And I set the bar right. I don't need Shawn Michaels' help either. He can stay over there in NXT. They doing pretty good to me. I might take some notes from them. I ain't afraid to borrow some stuff. They say good artists borrow, but thieves steal. And I ain't no thief. Even though my last name crimes, I don't commit them. The only thing I'm going to commit is to this brand. And the first thing I'm doing is putting the tribal chief back on top. And then I'm going to try to bring light back into my tag team division because that's exciting and it's been dead to me. And you know what? What's the point of having SmackDown and Raw if they ain't going to even acknowledge it? What was the draft at this year? I would have had 2 of them just to shake it up again. They would have been like another draft. Yes. No more war games this year. We finna go in that thing like we used to back in 1994, and y'all finna go in there and fight. And whoever last standing, I'm giving them a world championship match. We spicing stuff up. John Cena, ain't nobody finna fight a tournament just to fight your wrinkles up, dude. Go on somewhere. You could have fought anybody and called it a day. But everybody got to go kill themselves to fight you, and that's it. For the IC championship, a mid-card championship. So I like how I've been starting all this. I ain't even started on the women's division yet, and I ran out.
I haven't started.
I got a lot of work. I got a lot of work.
First off, let me just start by saying that my last name is Crimes, but I don't commit any is probably the hardest line of 2025. Not lying. Not lying.
As it was flying out, I was like, "Oh, what was the last name crash?" But I ain't committed to.
But absolutely not with Roman back on top. That is a hell no. You know, if we had the hell to the no, no, right now, I'd be like, absolutely not. Like,
they tried with Seth. You see how that worked?
Like, I've said it multiple times. When it comes to Roman should never hold another champion. He does not need to ever hold a championship ever again. Like, legitimately. Unless he is ever going to actually go out there and beat his own record, he should never have to worry about holding the championship ever again. Like, nobody's going to do that in, like, the next coming years, decades, centuries, whatever. So at this point, like, Roman does not ever need to hold a championship ever again. Like, honestly, I agree with Bakley. I say put it on Drew. Honestly, I don't know why we've been toying around and not putting it on Drew McIntyre. Like, literally, you are toying with a lot of people going, hey, you guys really like Drew McIntyre, but we just won't put the WWE title on him because we just don't know if we should or not. And then we'll try it again, but then we won't put the WWE title on him. Just put the WWE title on him. Like, it's not saying that Cody's had a shit run because of the fact that it's Cody. Cody's just got the championship back because at this point, you got to take it off. So you had to take it off Cena. So you had to put it back on Cody. But at that point, it would freshen everything up if you just put it on Drew for a little while. Like, hands down, like, even if then Cody just goes out and keeps chasing. You don't have to immediately put the title back on him like at WrestleMania, go to WrestleMania and then put the title back on Cody. Because if the person that we are assuming is going to win the Royal Rumble this year is Sami Zayn, because we're in Saudi. So if we say when Sami Zayn's going to win the Rumble, you do Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the WWE title because Sami Zayn has never beaten Drew McIntyre ever. So that way he finally gets his win over Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania and becomes the WWE champion in the process. That's like a double completed story for Sami Zayn as a whole. But just honestly, they need to just freshen stuff up. And I keep throwing it out there, and I will keep throwing it out there to everybody. Just put the roster back together. I don't know why it's so difficult. Like, you don't follow the brand split for anything. You don't care. You basically put SmackDown people over on Raw and vice versa and everything else. Just put your roster back together. Make your championships only exclusive to the brands, and that's it at that point. But the whole entire roster can float wherever at that point, because then you can at least continue to tell something. It can, like, cycle people in and out and keep feuds fresh. Like, even if it results in you having to combine your women's championships into one women's championship, put your tag team titles back together into one set of tag team titles, put your world titles together as one world title, or you can keep it as two. Either way. But honestly, like, the women's titles could go to like one title and be between both shows. The tag team titles could be one set of tag team titles going between both shows. That way you have one big tag team division. So it's not the same teams fighting for one set of belts every month. It's actually like interchangeable. So you can start putting new teams in there. Like, Profits could show up on Monday Night Raw, for like an example, and then go up against, anybody else that was originally on Raw, and then vice versa. So it keeps your division fresh. Condense it into one women's title, and then you have one big women's division, which is great. That could actually help maybe the women's tag team titles if you're never going to actually get rid of them and you want to keep them going. Now you have a whole division of just one big giant set of women that you could just like start throwing teams together, actually putting teams in there again, doing whatever. You got mid-card titles now. There you go. Like, honestly, I think putting your roster back together is legitimately kind of like the best way to go about it.
Oh, that's heavy. So we got one with two drafts a year.
Well, hold on, because why you think I'm saying? But in a way, but do you think they rosters? I'm not gonna say I'm against putting the roster together, because I actually liked it when they did that in 20. I think it was 11 or so, when they just said forget it, we'll just have one big, one championship. Yeah. But do you think the roster is too loaded for that, or
no? Honestly,
I guess when I look at how they're just like, oh, we can go do 3-hour shows, I'm like, you must think you got a boatload of people to be sitting up here, think I'm gonna be watching them for 3 hours.
I mean, if you're not gonna if you're not gonna put the roster back as one, SmackDown needs an overhaul. big time.
SmackDown's disappointing. SmackDown's really disappointing,
especially when you're trying to fearmonger me with another hour.
I mean, last night was great though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
that was crazy. But
that's why they should just had two. Get
but
straight
honestly,
to the point.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Evan. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like SmackDown at one point when it was 3, I'm like, they were like kind of like enticing you at the beginning with something. Then you kind of be around in the middle with some heat matches, and then you would always kind of finish with some big main event picture story. A bit if it was like a bloodline repeat thing or something, or whatever was the main event title picture then. But now you try to do 3 hours now, I don't know how you gonna keep that same energy that you previously had when you were managing those 3 hours better.
Yeah,
especially with that roster.
Honestly, I would like just looking at it all around. I would still stick with the draft just because I still feel like it's a fun and enticing thing to do. But I would be strict about it, like what Justice said. Like everybody's already bouncing back and forth anyway. Cody's the world heavyweight champion on SmackDown, but yet he's coming over and canoodling on Raw. And vice versa. So it's a whole bunch of BS. Going around. There's no consistency with it. I would love to stay consistent in the brand split, so that way when Survivor Series does come up, we get something out of it. And on top of that, it's not going to be like on some Saudi Arabia stuff where I'm not trying to say that in a crazy way, but where we have like a crown jewel title, type of deal. Like I don't want nothing like that, but at least try to put something in it to where it gives you some sort of substance. Because I feel like that's what WWE is missing a whole lot. It's just a whole lot of substance. You get that from CM Punk, you get it from Cody Rhodes a little bit, but outside of that, we were so hyped about Penta. You can still be hyped about Penta coming out. His entrance gets better and better, but outside of that, we're losing, I feel like the momentum on guys like Penta slowed down a bit. Ilya just came back. Overly hype, comes in, wins the title. I'm trying to figure out how long, his momentum is going to stay on him until it's pretty much dead and gone in that instance. And so just staying consistent with your roster and making sure your guys are, available, like what they're doing with Javon Evans. Like, Javon Evans is creeping his way up into the main roster. Let's put him up against Sami Zayn. Let's put him up against Gunther. Let's, expose him a little bit. They should do the same with JC Jane. They should do the same for these NXT people that are coming up, so the roster can get bulked up, so you can get assigned places, things of that nature. So I think just staying consistent, not only in the roster itself, and also putting the belt on Drew. I think that putting the belt on Drew, I think is dope. I don't want to see Sammy with the belt. I am just so soured on Sammy, and I love to see him wrestle. Like I don't run away from a Sami Zayn match. Don't get me wrong. Like Sami Zayn, come on, I'm still glued to my seat. I don't know. After
I'm sorry.
I was hot. I became my Sami Zayn hater.
I'll be glued when Sammy finally turned heel, man. I'm sick of him in this whole I'm gonna fix everybody's problem. Like, come on, dude.
And be a better
I was looking at him last night. He do the same thing and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that. And you like, all right, dude. Like, you always want to go and rally up some people to go fight a fight that ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, come on, man. That's how you ended up being an honorary oos. Just think for your
I'll go ahead.
No, I want him to just fight for himself for once. Like, dang, let other people do what they gonna do, man. Then I'll be glued to my seat for him.
I think he needs to be better than what he was in being the conspiracy, dancing over people's, knocked out body, just the Sami Zayn shuffle that you were seeing. It's just like
another level, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta move on from that. We gotta see some animosity. Kevin Owens been whooping your ass for the past I don't know how long, and you haven't gotten your get back from the man since. Right. And so on top of that, let's see some animosity. Let's see some, tap into your inner Sami Zayn, your evil side, your abrasive side.
But show me your dark side.
Show me your dark side. But we veered away from WarGames, and we do have to touch on it just one last time because, of course, the WarGames matches are set with the men's WarGame. You got CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes, of course, in the men's WarGame. This is from November 29th, of course, when Survivor Series comes through. Of course, we should be looking at Roman Reigns as well. Now that Brock Lesnar is in the fray as well.
Tongue twister.
Right, yeah, exactly. And of course, you have Logan Paul on the other side, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, of course, Brock Lesnar, the big buff, beefy guy that he is. Do we really need Brock Lesnar in this match? Do we? Before I'm sorry, I know I didn't clear the whole match, but do we really need Brock Lesnar in this match? Like, is that?
I mean, why not?
Is that?
They already doing it. You already got the war games. It's already dry as a sponge. You might as well. I
I guess
don't,
I meant to
because if
say
he
is
wasn't in it, yeah, I'm like, if he wasn't in it, I'd be like, what is he doing? Get in this cage.
Yeah, you show up, destroy John Cena, and that's it. But now it's just like you show up. Now you're in this War Games match because I mean you have beef with a decent amount of everybody in this War Games match, but it's like, you know, that show.
Have we ever seen him in war games before?
Not with huh?
Have we ever seen Brock in war games before?
No,
I don't
never.
Think
it's his
Look
first
at he's
one.
trying to take it away from him. He don't need to be in here.
He don't.
He right, but at the same.
And of course, we got Drew McIntyre on one end, and of course, Jimmy Uso, Big Jim, Father Jim, on the other side as well. But I mean, and then of course on the women's side, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee. Ooh, respect. And you have Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Devin's Lover, the Kabuki Warriors, and Becky Lynch on the other side. Are you guys hyped? Start off with I'm gonna just start off with Justin real fast. Are you guys hyped for these two War Games matches, or is it one or the other?
Not really for the most part. Like, I think they've done a good job, like kind of trying to build a little bit of it up on these War Games. Like, clearly the Vision stuff was the right way to go with the men's game, like War Games stuff, but it's kind of like feels like it kind of got all over the place. Like, when you did add Drew into it, you added Cody, that makes sense because they've been feuding. So it was like perfect for them to at least have some bit of like way to interact with each other again. It was kind of weird how they did the whole thing with Drew, how you suspend him and then literally the following week right after that he's back. So like, what was the point of all that? I get most of it because like Roman's again been feuding with the Vision, the Usos have been feuding with the Vision, so it makes sense. Brock, he's still the one that just doesn't honestly make any sense to me because he just is there because he's associated with Paul Heyman in like in an underhanded way that we never really thought of after the whole thing at WrestlePalooza. So you would think he's got some kind of alliance going with Paul Heyman again, even though it's not on television every single time. I get it for the most part, but if they were going to do Lesnar, I think honestly, Cena should have been in this instead of anybody else. Like even both Usos, honestly, it should have just been maybe Jay, not Jimmy, and it should have just been Cena. But then of course, Cena's got his match with Dom, which is just, I'm not really too excited about that. I think that was just like, okay, so we just gave everybody the good moment to put the IC title on Cena to just basically go, we're going to put it back on Dom at Survivor Series because kind of just a lame way to go about it. Like Cena honestly should have been involved if Brock was going to be involved because that gives Cena his right to get some kind of redemption on Brock Lesnar for what happened to WrestlePalooza. But we're going with Roman again, which I understand he's got the history with Roman, everything else. They definitely could have done different with a lot of this, but they did an okay job for the most part. The women's was fine as well. They just kind of been all over the place with it. The one thing I'll question is why the hell they did what they did with Charlotte. I don't know why we had to do the whole story of she's going to leave and then she's going to come back next week again. Another scenario of that. Didn't really make much difference. Good to see AJ back in it, I guess, because her and Becky make sense because they just don't like each other. But good luck with AJ in War Games, I guess, because that's a little interesting take on it to think about how she's going to do in War Games as a whole, because not exactly one of the safest matches for her to be in. But so it's interesting for the most part. They could have done better.
Yeah, it's their second match.
Yeah, they gotta do her like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure like
they're already throwing her in War Games. Think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I would have been like, why I can't just get a little tune-up match, you know?
Right, like something. Her and Becky 1-on-1 or something, like to wrap that up.
I just thought about it. I'm like, last time we thought it was a tag team, now it's War Games.
Literally do some kind of thing that could have helped Maxine Dupree get over some more by having like a triple threat where Becky gets a rematch. AJ's already beaten Becky while she was Intercontinental Champion, so triple threat match. But there's your way to get Maxine Dupree over some more by, having her beat AJ and Becky Lynch, which I think would be great. But it's just, there's some weird patterns they did to get to where we're at here when it comes to the War Games scenarios. Some of it was kind of unnecessary. Some of it was okay. It's just like it's been building up for the most part. So they went with the star-studded cast this year. So
I honestly think that like with AJ Lee, I feel like she would play like how Mercedes Moné was in Blood and Guts, where you saw her sporadically, and when you did, of course, it was at her high spots until she gets clocked, and then she's just pretty much in the corner. It's just like she's pretty much just out in the corner, just laid out somewhere. And then we'll probably
go through the table, and then they're just both out of it for the rest of the match.
For the rest of the match, yeah, exactly. It's just gonna be like really, and I don't mean to say it like this, and but it'll be really like spotty. We'll just see her sporadically, and in more ways than one.
Makes sense.
Well, my guess. But I mean, Devin, are you hyped for this? Well, you already told us you're not. You said you never want to see War Games again. You want it to die.
Like, there you go. See, there you go. I never said this. All I said was this. I said skip it next year or something. I didn't say just get rid of it, just destroy the cage, just blow it up in the ocean somewhere. No, I'm just saying I'm getting tired of every November. I already know. I'm about to see 2 rings, 2 cages, 5, 6 people that don't like each other or something. We ain't even seen a heel turn in a War Games yet. Like, just something. Everybody just go in there, fight, they gotta come together, yada yada, woo woo woo. And that's it. It's just getting kind of cookie cutter. Like, it's just all you doing is the same match, just different people. Or it's the same people, but they on different allegiances now. Like, one minute Jay was a bad guy, and then next year he was a good guy with the good people. So it's just really just swapping people out of the template. Switch it up.
Yeah, I kind of soured on War Games after a while. Honestly, I'm not even. Let's just be honest. Look, we haven't even touched on Full Gear yet. But I'm not looking forward to. I'm looking forward to John Cena dominating Mysterio just because. Look, I'm seeing a John Cena match. Sure, it's just like we're running out of those. But Stephanie Vaquera versus Nikki Bella. Nikki, get the hell off my screen, woman! Get the hell off my screen.
Let me tell you this in Booker T voice right now, Nikki Bella. Oh, let me tell you something right now, Nikki Bella. I don't know why you involved in this whole scenario right now. You don't even need to be there right now. Stephanie Vaquera should be saying to somebody else. Oh yeah,
oh yes, yeah, oh yeah.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
Ducky, ducky, quack, quack.
Oh yeah, tell me something right now, Vicky Joe. Oh yeah, look at that right there. Nothing but meat.
Nothing but meat.
No bread, no water,
just meat.
And
I was part of Harlem Heat.
My favorite team is the Miami Heat. It just goes on and on. Heat.
I actually like. I thought. Like my hatred for Nikki, and I gotta go hatred, and I'm talking about Nikki Bella. I don't got a problem with the lady, for real. Whoa! Calm down, Jamal. What's happening? What you doing?
I'm sorry, because I kind of cold, but it was just like that Booker T thing just in my head.
Wait, you come with your AirPod. You're coming in like.
Thank you. I was.
You put the hat on. It's like the messed up.
That makes sense. It makes sense. The human wouldn't think of that. My mouth wasn't covered, so I figured you. I'd be sitting there like, what you mean you can't hear me? My mouth is open, but I don't like the look was given.
Whoa! I can't believe you could hear my mouth. Jesus Christ! I can't believe it.
What you mean? There you go, man. I don't even know how we got here. I just said I felt a slight fear because of that Booker T thing. It was just hearing all these Booker T impersonations just made me.
This is what happens when Nikki Bella gets involved with stuff. We all just get flabbergasted and don't know what the hell's happening.
Exactly. We're just like, all right, what?
We don't know what the hell's happening. Actually, my coworker who watches wrestling, she was actually at the Royal Rumble. She was She was at a whole other because she was saying, she was feeling a little bit under the influence, like as one should at a wrestling event, and respectfully, and same situation. We're standing up. We're waiting for number 30. Nikki Bella's theme music hits. We all sit back down in disgust. Ew. How could you? You know, it's just like, how dare you show your face here once again? You know, it's just like,
like when she said she wanted to come back and try to see if she could hang with today's roster, I go, okay, let's at least give her a shot and see what she could do. And now that I've seen what she could do, boy, oh boy, am I kicking myself for saying that.
like it's like, because for you to be, and it sucks because even talking to me and Devin, we brought this up many times, and I got to stop talking about this because I feel like it's bogus to say. But every time we have an interview with a women's wrestler, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, well, my inspiration was Nikki Bella," and it's like, not AJ Lee. You know, it's just like Jazz, maybe Ivory. You know, it's like Trish Stratus.
She had to kick somebody that's like fucking 30 feet away from you,
right? Yeah, like give me somebody. Give me Nikki Bella out of all, and it's like, and honestly, Nikki Bella, for her to come out and say that this is, you know, well, I know Brie Bella said she wants another run, but of course, Nikki Bella, her time is pretty much coming to an end with her wrestling tenure. And in the words of Draymond Green, "Oh, you thought you was Kobe? You know, there is no farewell tour.
You thought you was John Cena?
You thought you was Cena? You thought you was Cena?
It's actually hilarious to say that to Nikki Bella, especially because
I was like, damn, I didn't realize the burn I had actually did.
I don't care. I you know what? I am with that. That's an actual necessary stray. That's a necessary stray.
That was a necessary, absolutely necessary. Nikki, she don't, but like, it's just like, what are you doing here? What are you, like, the talent? And for where Nikki Bella was wrestling at her tenure, yes, she was good for her time. Yes, she did. Yes, she was holding the women's title, of course. Yeah, yada yada yada. Then, of course, the women's, not the women's revolution, but of course, the 4 horsewomen showed their faces. Of course, we got the whole turnaround of the women's division. Nikki Bella, you don't belong here, lady. I'm sorry, you don't belong here. You don't go here. Skedaddle, beat it. Like,
hold on. She doesn't go here.
You don't even, yeah. You don't even go here. You don't even go. You should be ashamed of yourself. Like, honestly, Nikki Bella is just like, and for her to turn on Stephanie Vaquer, and I mentioned this on Circle of Debate. I was like, you didn't even know this woman's name. You couldn't even pronounce it properly. You know, when you first came into Stephanie Vaquer. Who's that? Who's that?
At least when Naomi botched her name, it was actually funny because it was like something that her heel character would do, you know, calling her Stephanie Velcro.
Yeah, Stephanie Velcro, exactly.
I'm like, at least that's character.
And Naomi made it funny. There's nothing funny. There's nothing entertaining. There's nothing good. There's nothing great. I can't think of anything positive about this woman, Nikki Bella, when she's wrestling on my TV screen, or when she shows up on my wrestling TV screen. Okay, I had to get it off my chest. I'm sorry.
It's like when they handed her paycheck, you was standing there. You gonna pay her for doing nothing, but being boring, but being talentless, but being here for nothing. That's just more than me.
Hey, shout out to Mike Noble. He said, man, there was some matches I walked out and I was like, man, I might owe the promoter money for what I did out there. Yes, Nikki Bella should be the same way. You owe us money. You need to pay for my Netflix subscription for the next 2 months.
Dang, 2 months.
Yes. But I'm sorry.
We talking with ads or without?
Yeah, we're talking with. Well, good point. You know what? Good point.
What if that's the catch? What if that's the catch?
That's the catch.
She'll pay for it, but you have to suffer through ads.
Right, suffer through exactly. Well, let me see how this match plays out. If this match is complete awful, if this match is complete shit, then yeah, okay, you got to pay for. She got to pay for this subscription. Yeah, they were good. Exactly. Go back to Dancing with the Stars. You know, it's just like, please. At this point in time,
you talking about me with Paige?
You talking about me?
I'm trying to keep a woman safe. You just want to keep a woman out of a job. Like, it's different.
No, Dancing with the Stars is a job. You can bring back Total Bellas. She can do a whole lot as Nikki Garcia. Man, I just don't want to see her
gonna do that. They would have been did it, meaning that they're not gonna do that. That was a once in a minute time. That was The Rock versus John Cena. Total Bellas.
Total Bellas, and they need to bring. I wouldn't mind if they brought it back. I wouldn't mind. It gives her something to do that keeps her as Nikki Bella. That keeps me far away from her because I ain't watching it either. So we'll take it. It's a plus. Jeez, this lady, man. Where's my Tums at? Where's my Tums? It's like, it's getting bad over here. I'm getting chest pain.
I thought he said, what Tums? I'm like, what are you finna do with this?
Yeah, I was like, not Pepto. I just need songs.
You can look, but you obviously can't touch.
Anybody have any remaining burning, passionate thoughts about Nikki Bella?
I mean, look, you know, when people do say like she and her and Bree were like their inspirations. I mean, I don't like me personally. I ain't gonna be like what, you know, because I mean, you don't know how they probably was saying that. Remember, we seen on the screen Nikki Bella pop up and a grown woman sat up there and with tears in her eyes. That was an emotion that was brought out from Nikki Bella for that lady. I ain't gonna understand it, but I do acknowledge it. You know, so, some people that's just how it is. Some people love to see people get stabbed in a wrestling match. I don't. That's just the way it is.
If we're at AEW event and Wheeler Yuta came out and somebody, oh my God, it's just faint, like right in front of you for Wheeler Yuta. You ain't gonna judge him just slightly?
No, I'm definitely judging.
See, I'm gonna look at him and just be like, and that's it. I ain't gonna do the same thing they did, and that's gonna show Wheeler Yuta that's only that fool that likes you, not me.
I'm gonna outright bring it up.
I was just showing you. That's the thing. If I'm wrestling, if I'm trying to get any reaction out of you, and this is all I'm giving you, then that should tell you something. That should tell you exactly.
Listen, if you like Wheeler Yuta, then fine with you. But if I was at that show, I would absolutely call you out on it immediately. I'd just be sitting there going, "What is wrong with you?
The silence will speak
volumes. Are you into Captain Caveman? Do you have Geico as your insurance?
You have Geico as your insurance? Like, God forbid you faint on me.
Did you help you save 15% or more on your car insurance?
Everybody knows that.
877 cash. No,
caveman.
I'm just a caveman. I'm just a caveman. Like, oh my, like I don't even know where I was going with that. You had a point, Devin, and I just had to ask that question because.
Well, no, I was just saying, like, he was like, people was like, the Bella twins inspired them. I'm like, you know, I mean, maybe they did. You know, maybe they called them on Total Bellas or Total Divas at the time, and was like, oh, I want to watch this wrestling thing, and then that's the first thing they remembered. So that's what they were like. That's what inspired me. It may not be like I saw this awesome DDT that she did off the apron, and I knew from that moment on I wanted to do a move just like it. You know, people get different inspirations out of different ways. I'm just trying not to discredit, you know, those inspirations. That's all I'm saying.
In all seriousness, like I say, if the Bellas were your inspiration, then I understand. But they were just they're not for me. They were never for me. You know, they're more reality TV stars, as far as I'm concerned, more than they are pro wrestlers. And I'm just not. I didn't care about Total Divas. I didn't care about Total Bellas. I just never had any kind of appeal to the Bellas purely. And like I said, I said when she wanted to come back, I gave her an opportunity to see what she did. And honestly, it's not really been that good. It's really not really been anything worthwhile. She's just kind of had a few Raw matches. She's had now going for 2 pay-per-view matches. Nobody really is dying to see this. So
yeah, I couldn't agree.
We should have had that one-off match with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan would have folded her up, and we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Yeah, I mean
that's what was supposed to happen. But
I mean,
you know,
Liv Morgan just had to chicken out like that. I mean, she's been scary lately.
Because just forget about her old shoulder just coming out or whatever happened. Like just forget about an entire legit injury. She just chicken.
I mean, when you can't last 5 seconds in the ring with a Kabuki Warrior, I mean,
all right.
I mean, hot take right now. Am I the
she lasted longer with Ronda Rousey?
Am I the only one that kind of feels like there's no point in even trying to tell a story between her and Roxanne now, since the story is basically just dead?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good point. Because
it'll run into that realm of her and Rhea again.
There hasn't been anything that even can like actually continue that, like when she comes back, because Roxanne doesn't do any kind of stuff anymore that goes, oh man, how dare you talk to Dom like that? Like that's my dirty Dom, not yours. Like what is there that actually
her moves?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, it's been pretty miserable, and it's like it's been miserable in the sense of it was getting good, like it was getting really good, like
I was intrigued.
It was nice. Of course, Liv Morgan goes down. Roxanne Perez, like, you know, there was a little bit of flirtation like the first 2 weeks. Liv Morgan was gone. And after that, just nothing. It was like Roxanne was just like, all right, Raquel, this is
bringing
me.
chicken nuggets.
She brought him Dino Nuggies and everything else, and then all of a sudden now it's been like 6 months and there ain't been nothing.
Nothing, exactly. But then even then, Dominic Mysterio, of course, I understand him being his own man, him trying to do his own thing, but you still haven't even broken up with the guys that still looking like they're trying to stab you in the back. You know, him and Finn have been going at it for about almost a year or some change, and yet Dominic Mysterio still doesn't feel like this man could backdoor him at any moment. You know, they're still just best of friends. Dominic Mysterio will order him around, or Finn Balor, vice versa. Then, of course, one will walk away, and the other was like, "What do you mean by that?" You know, it's just like, what does he mean by that? You know, it's like, we get it. You guys hate each other on the low. Like, please.
I'm just over Judgment Day. Period. Like, I'm just ready for it to wrap up because. For me, honestly, I lost a lot of intrigue when it came to Judgment Day, literally like way early on when freaking Edge was still part of the group. And when they did that whole turn, like seriously, when they did that whole turn on Edge, I still look back at that and go, what sense did any of that make? Like legitimately, like how do you have them turn on Edge and say he's the freaking weak link? Literally the night after a pay-per-view that Edge was the one to get the win for you guys. Edge won the match for you guys, and you guys go, you're the weak link. Get out of here. Like, what?
It was like, it ain't gonna get no better than that. Going somewhere.
That's like robbing a bank and just going and like it's like people getting a bunch of groups, like a giant group together, going to rob a bank, and the one guy is the one that gets the most money, and then you just go, you're the weak link. We didn't get the full $1 million because you got more.
You're the bum. Look at this head of the table. Look at this weak link over here. Like this.
I don't know how to remind me of the Dark Knight.
Want to see a magic trick?
We do got to roll through the text line real fast. It's been hot and ready. Jordan Kirby says, bro, Devin went rogue. He wants WarGames to explode out of existence.
See, there y'all go, man. Y'all exploded these conclusions because all I said was skip a year. I like WarGames. When they brought it back, I was excited. I love it. Like, I still got pictures in my phone of that pyro coming out of the top of the cage. But I don't want to see it every year because every year you're gonna be like, yeah, WarGames. You know, they're gonna bring T-Pain out to do the song. Then I'll probably be like, okay, cool. But no. Like I said, there's been no heel turns. There's been no championships on the line. It's just been people in a cage. No, 2 at that, 2 rings. And I mean, it's just what?
We had a heel turn in WarGames related things since the women's one in NXT where Dakota Kai turned on Tegan Nox.
Jeez. Oh man.
And that was still weird too, because that was on the babyface team, and the babyfaces still ended up winning in a 2-5 disadvantage.
I'm telling you, anything can happen in the world of WWE.
Anything can happen in the world. I'll try to do that. What's his face? I'm not a good Jim Ross.
Nikki Bella is no longer relevant since she turned Garcia. Yeah, exactly. Shame that she turned on Daniel Garcia.
Unfortunately.
Sorry.
Nikki won't. Jordan Kirby says Nikki won't win the world title. We all know that. Shoot, let's hope.
We can hope to God she don't.
Exactly, Mr. Opinionated. What's top level pro? What is top level pro?
I don't know. Bro. Good question.
Yeah,
definitely not Nikki Bella. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely not Nikki Bella. Look, that's a fact.
It was a fact. It was sitting there.
That's a fact. You know what else is a fact? No one cares about Nikki Bella. Nobody.
Boom.
Absolutely. Yeah. Nobody cares about Nikki Bella.
Nobody. Oh, they can't see my finger through the frame, but it was there.
Oh, Devin the Tribal Chief. What's good, brother? It is so awesome to see you open up on Monday Night Raw when you watching the reactions. Of course, seeing you pop up there and even seeing you, I ain't gonna lie to you, that was what you scared the absolute hell out of me because I do have Raw reactions in the back as well as, of course, Circle of Debate. And sometimes I'll be at the radio station too, and I'll even have it on split because I have my computer there. But usually Devin will be like, and a huge shout out. And it's like, and you just see him like veins popping. I'm like, bro, you should be in the ring with these guys. Like, it's like, what's happening here? But you shout out to Devin. Love to see you, brother. Of course, he says what's up in the chat as well. Do y'all care about Brie? I used to when she was wrestling. When she was wrestling.
When she was stealing all Daniel Bryan's moves.
She was still in Daniel Bryan's gimmick. Yeah, his whole gimmick.
The only time I cared about Brie was during her feud with Stephanie McMahon. And then unfortunately, after they did the whole, we had Nikki turn on her, and I go, yeah, no, we can pass on this, please.
Yeah. I wish you died in the womb.
What a terrible delivery in that line, too. Like, my God, you could have put like some evilness behind it, something like that, except you have like Nikki Bella doing it in legitimate Nikki Bella voice, and it's like, oh, this is cringy.
But even then, like, Brie Bella didn't even need a mic when Stephanie walked away from her, and Brie was just like, "You're such a bitch," and like everybody like just popped. Bitch, she got slapped, but you know, everybody went nuts. Like after that, like Brie Bella could hold her own, I think, more than Nikki can, at least in my eyes.
Ask poor Liv Morgan when she got kicked in the fucking head by her and she got concussed by her.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. It took that one hit. She was knocked out by the first hit. The second hit, it just sealed the deal. Liv Morgan just went face first on the ground. And Devin was like, get up.
See what I'm saying? All the stuff she done been through. And you still she the chicken out. She just a loser. See what I'm saying? Like, who cares about an underdog, right?
No,
I forgot we was talking to Mr. Negative. If it was the world was in your powers, Rocky would never have Rocky 2, Rocky 3, because it never would have been a Rocky. You would have told him to take that money and go on out your face.
Hang it up, Rock.
Yeah.
Hang it up, Rock.
Hang it up.
No, see, that's the thing. If it was my world, Liv Morgan would be doing something totally different.
All right. Here we go. Just erase just erase a decorated career that she has created.
I'm sorry.
It'd be some disrespect. It'd just be some disrespect. I just cannot take. See, you know what, man? It's cool. Wait till she come back. Just wait. I'm gonna say my favorite phrase. You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
You can't say it this time.
Look, you got a point. I do. And Liv Morgan, of course, had an amazing 2 years. I think it's been the 2 years have been a great run.
MVP.
For Liv Morgan. So I got to give her a whole lot of love for that. Much love and respect, my guy. Of course, a whole lot of love for you, Devin, the Tribal Chief. Jordan Kirby says, do celebrities make the WWE product better or worse?
Yes.
Yeah,
everybody not Mike Tyson.
All depends on it, honestly.
Yeah, I think it
kind of
patchy.
Depends.
Yeah,
like that thing that happened on Raw with freaking Cam Scatabo and the Giants in Judgment Day. That honestly wasn't really necessary, but freaking, certain celebrities actually have kind of done, like you said, we've done great. Bad Bunny, for instance, done fantastic. Like he's one of the best ones. Like literally, people were saying after one matchup, and they go, "Can we just put this dude in the Hall of Fame already?" Like, come on.
Backlash in Puerto Rico, man.
The tag match at WrestleMania, like,
yep. Yeah, there's some bangers. Snoop's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. Like
the elbow,
you seen that elbow drop? Yeah, you seen that elbow drop?
God damn it! He said that's a flag on the play. Is he for Liv?
That's a flag on the play. That's a flag on the play. Look, I'm sorry. It was necessary. It was necessary. I'm sorry. It was necessary.
Roughing the passer.
Right. He says it's almost like high school wrestling style and pro wrestling style. No ring, everything done on mats. I don't like that. I don't think I would like that. But again, I've never seen it. So before I yuck the yuck.
Imagine going against Ilya and something like that. You probably never.
Damn.
Yeah. No. I just had to think of the most brutal person for something like that. I'm like, imagine Ilya in that. Imagine not walking away from something like that.
Who should take over SmackDown since it's sinking? Well, who should? I mean, I think our options are limited, right? On who should run SmackDown.
All this is fine still for now.
Yeah, I don't mind Nick Aldis. I don't mind any of the general managers, honestly. I like to call him Ava, but I mean,
I don't hate it. That's it. If you're gonna keep him, if you're gonna keep the roster separate, the roster just needs a refresh, and that means, unfortunately, when NXT people get called up, they need to primarily be going to SmackDown.
Yep.
I always thought that too. It's always felt like Raw is like where you kind of like, not gonna say main event spot where you want to head to. Like SmackDown always felt like, you see how John Cena just popped out of nowhere. We don't know who this dude is, but you see where he went. Rey Mysterio debuted. And I get it. Some people like a Brock Lesnar debut on Raw. That's Brock Lesnar. He different. But I do agree with that. Like, it's just like, keep these things, put some like force fields or something up. Even on the video games back then, it had like Jim Ross and them. Like, man, we do better than them fools over there on SmackDown. Ain't nobody trying to see Undertaker and his, like, they don't do that no more. You could easily have like Wade Barrett going, nobody cares about Monday Night Raw. Nobody cares over there on Netflix. And just they know what it is. Just do it. So I can sit up there doing, what? SmackDown be putting on a good show every Friday. Forget Monday. Until Monday thrills me, and then I'm like, what? They don't do that.
They don't do that. Oh, he just no, I meant on creative on SmackDown. Yeah, but I still feel like the options is limited. I mean, if it's not Hunter, if it's not gonna be, Shawn Michaels, if it's not gonna be a Paul Heyman,
it ain't gonna be Road Dogg or
it ain't gonna be Road Dogg. God forbid it's Road Dogg. It's like, so, what's our options here?
Paul Heyman.
Because even Paul Heyman, there is no SmackDown 6. SmackDown 6 is they're elderly now. There's a SmackDown 1, Rey Mysterio. That's still going strong. So it's like, I think it's hard.
I miss Ruthless Aggression era SmackDown was always my stuff. That was my go-to. Oh, yeah. Like I've always been a SmackDown guy more than a Raw guy because like Ruthless Aggression era SmackDown was outstanding and was actually doing way better than Raw, especially with the whole, the reign of terror from Triple H. And it was like, you don't want to tune into Monday Night Raw because who wants to watch that? Who wants to watch, I'm going to hold this world championship for so damn long. It's unreal how long that went. But then it's like SmackDown was all over. It had Brock Lesnar, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, just Rhino, all these people over there that it was like the smaller named people were getting so much more love. And even 2017 SmackDown.
I was about to say it. I'm sorry. Exactly.
AJ, Ambrose, Ziggler. You had so many names. Nakamura. Yes. Freaking Bobby Roode at the time. Like you had all the people coming up and showing up in SmackDown at that time. And it was like, look how good this is. Look how good they're doing here. United States title scene was popping. Tag team division was killing it. And now look where we're at now. And then we had to kill it by putting Jinder Mahal as your WWE champion. Like, that's just the worst thing you could ever done. But just SmackDown has always had moments where it's just so much more interesting than Monday Night Raw. And you can see that still they always treat SmackDown like the redheaded stepchild. It's always just that brand that just like they're like tease they want to put it higher than Raw, but then they go, man, do we really want to do that? And then they just pull it back and put Raw right back up front. And it's just stop doing that. You got to show both brands some love at the same exact time. Like, come on.
Honestly,
I
get, and I feel the same. I feel we've always shared that same sentiment where, SmackDown's always the go-to. Me and Devin talked about it before. It was like you go to Raw for the storylines. That's your drama. That's your drama show, your soap opera. For Monday Night Raw. SmackDown, that's wrestling. That's your wrestling. You're gonna go in and tune in to watch your 20-minute classics. Your go-tos, your Kurt Angle. Oh, Kurt Angle, he never missed. Oh. Things of that nature. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you like that. Kayla! Kayla, what's good? Hey, Devin, Izzy, and Justin. Hold on, real quick. We got to show Kayla some love here. Hold on. If we could. Look at this. We have an author. We have an author on our hands. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, Kayla McCurry has a book out, Love's First Sight. You guys can get it on Amazon, of course. You got the price right here. I'm actually going to see if I'm going to scoop it. I'm going to read it, and then it's going to go on the wall here. I like putting things on the wall, of course. The wall of, I won't necessarily call it the wall of infamy. There's nothing really infamous in the back of the room. But I like to have things over there that means a whole lot. And, of course, Kayla puts the work in. Matter of fact, let me read this. New York writer gets called to England for a new journey. She instantly falls in love, but there is waters to be tested. Can Anna win the heart of the prince, or will her say I do to another woman? Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. And on top, man, look. Did she write that about me? Is that about me? Is that? What?
See, there you go. I gotta make it about you. This ain't no fight. This fire story ain't about you.
Damn. So the story ain't about you.
This fire story ain't got nothing to do with you.
I was like, the prince. I was like, wow. I was like, I was wondering why it sounded a little familiar. You know, I was just like,
let me tell you something right now. You want to see a little bit of royalty right here? Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
You gotta love it. Drink and gold.
But look, even Jordan Kerr, huge shout out on Kayla. Of course, has a book out. You can definitely purchase it and reach out and cop it with the quickness. I'm telling you, we scooping one. We scooping one for sure. Now, on top of that, I'm sorry, we had to get off on a tangent there. Got to show love to Kayla, the GOAT herself. But AEW,
the much needed tangent.
The much needed tangent, exactly. Right. But we have AEW Full Gear. Of course, AEW Full Gear is tonight. And I mean, even with all the jam-packed stuff that's happening in WWE and all the things that we talked about, AEW, they've had their ups and their downs. You know, usually me and Devin will come in here and complain about AEW and what they're not doing. But honestly, recently,
I care about my health.
I care about my health. But that's the best part about it.
Y'all helped me. Y'all helped me a lot, man. It was looking bad for a minute.
I care about my health.
It's gotten better to the point where it's manageable, to the point where you're not sitting here and this is like, well, you know, here goes
but
that's the thing. It's not like here goes the Death Riders choking somebody out to end the show again, you know, for the 7th week in a row. Like, it's not disgustingly unwatchable. Like, you can have fun watching AEW, as you always should. You know, have fun watching AEW. But even to get into this, you have, just to kick things off, because I know Devin, this is gonna, you know, trigger Devin a little bit. AEW Women's World Champion Chris Statlander defends her belt against, what is it, 13?
13. It's only 13.
13. Oh, 13. Okay.
It's only 13.
The belt collector has 13 belts as she looks for number 14. Devin, do you see Mercedes Moné walking out with number 14 tonight? And do you think it would be good for her?
I guess, good old Chris Statlander, I actually can see that. And at this point, why would it not be good for her? Because I mean,
and she's 2-0?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't see why she wouldn't. I look kind of like a fool not to think that she can't go 3-0 against her. It's no offense against Chris Statlander. I'm just looking at these numbers and looking at what Mercedes Moné got and what she's, you know, on the journey to doing, I guess, with these belts. Sometimes you see a train coming and you just gotta get out the way and put your belt and throw your belt on it and let it go, you know.
And huge shout out to Kayla as well. Bye. AEW. See you in January. Oh, in January. Me and Devin are actually we gotta go in December for World's End for the great. Oh, see you in
World's End.
Of course. She says the belt hoarder. And when she calls her. Well, when Fuckface wins, I'm done with AEW till further notice. Man, yeah, Justin, do you? I was like, do you share that same philosophy?
Man, this is the thing. I cannot stand the belt collector gimmick right now, especially Mercedes one, because everybody's gone out there and is all. You got the super diehard like Mercedes fans that are all just like, it doesn't matter how many titles she has, we just love her so much. And they'll just back her up in every freaking turn they get the opportunity to.
That was a great Devin impression.
I get all you. No, it's too late, man. I get all you straight. I just said, why not? Because I'm like, if they was to stop it, they would have stopped it. Because I don't see them stopping. So I'm like, yo, this insanity is gonna continue.
They hands down, like this gimmick has to me been the worst thing on AEW. Period. Like, legitimately, the woman comes out there with 13 titles. One of them that still annoys the ever-loving hell out of me because there's no reason why they count it. Like, period. I don't know why you're still counting that Owen Hart title. There's no defending that title. You win that title and that's it. You get your opportunity at the championship match, it goes away. But for some reason, she's still walking around with the Owen Hart title like it matters nowadays. Doesn't matter. So I don't know why that title still exists on her. But then she's got 12 other titles that legitimately get like one night of any kind of recognition, and then AEW does nothing with them. They do nothing. They don't bring the titles up. They don't talk about them. They don't talk about the people that are involved in these companies that she's beaten whatsoever. So it just annoys me to watch that and go, so how are you supposed to care about this? How are you supposed to care about these other promotions and these other people on those other companies' rosters and all these other promotions and care about these titles when AEW doesn't even put the effort forward to care about them in first place, to talk about them, say, oh, this promotion's from over here and this promotion's over here and this is who she beat. Let's show you that. Or let's bring some of those people from those promotions over on AEW and get them on a televised network so they can see these people and then be like, hey, maybe I'll go, fly out to wherever that promotion is and go check out that promotion. Something like that. But no, we'll just strap all these titles on her and say, do you care about Mercedes? Do you care about Mercedes? No, I don't care about Mercedes because honestly, like I said, this entire thing does nothing for these promotions. It does nothing for like anything for AEW sense whatsoever. It doesn't make the show any more interesting by watching her walk out with 13 titles that nobody knows anything about and cares about whatsoever. So, and unfortunately, I said it when I did predictions with World Elite, which I kept saying, I swear, I think they're going to I just have this feeling that they're going to put that championship on her tonight because of the fact of right now, even still, right now, who are the two big names in that entire division right now? Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. Everybody else is still scratching and clawing to get in position. Unfortunately, even Chris Statlander, she is the women's world champion, but she's been pushed down so much for so long that it still feels like she's scratching and clawing to get up in that position where the women's champion should be. She's supposed to be at the top of the card. She's supposed to be the top of the division, but she still feels like she's in the middle somewhere, scratching and trying to get back up there. And I feel so bad about it because I like Stat. I really do like Stat, but she just does not feel like the whole roster, other than Tony and Mercedes, feels like they're up top, and the rest of them are just trying to get in a higher position to, feel like this roster means anything. And then here we are where I just feel like because they did not want to take the title off of Toni Storm, because once again, biggest name on the roster, it's a tough position. It's her first opportunity at the Women's World Championship in AEW. Do you really just go for it or do you wait? They basically waited and then went for a second opportunity. Now I just feel like because of how low they put Statlander before they put the championship on her, like she absolutely had to beat Toni Storm the second time. Like when she won the title, I thought it was absolutely well done. I thought it was absolutely necessary because Tony's run was going long. She needed to lose that title. There was only one person in that matchup that made any sense, and that was Chris Statlander, because she's been fighting for so long to get in that position. It's been forever. She finally gets the women's championship. I'm happy for her. She had to beat Toni the second time, because if she'd lost that matchup to Toni Storm, they put that title right back on Toni Storm, it would have immediately just been like, well, that was a fluke win by Chris Statlander. This was to prove that it wasn't a fluke. So she did. She beats Toni, and now she goes on to Mercedes. Now I just unfortunately feel like because of the fact that they still have not positioned Chris Statlander at the top where she should be and made her feel like she should be at the top of the division, because she's your women's world champion. She should be at the top. She does not feel like she's at the top. It just feels like this was their easiest way to take that women's championship and put it on Mercedes now. And that's the thing I hate about it most of all, because I don't like the belt collector gimmick, and it's not doing anything for AEW television. And unfortunately, this could genuinely kill the division, flat out. This could genuinely kill the division. If she freaking takes that women's championship tonight and still has the TBS title and all these other titles, that women's division is just done at that point, because literally you have women's tag team titles that you're still trying to introduce for the tournament, but then you introduced another title to kind of counteract that, which means it basically takes all the attention away from the women's tag team titles. So now these women are fighting for titles just so they have something to compete for. Meanwhile, Mercedes is still holding now the TBS title hostage, and then she'll be holding the women's title hostage. It's a bad idea, but unfortunately, I just feel like this was their way to go. This was their way to get to that position, and I feel bad for Stat in the process. I hope to God I'm wrong, but I have this just absolutely sinking feeling that it's going to happen tonight.
And that's what sucks. That's what sucks about this whole thing. Like, And I think you hit the nail on the head with Chris Statlander. Like, even though she can have amazing performances, even with Mercedes Moné, even with winning against Toni Storm, you don't see her as the top woman in AEW. You know, when you're looking at Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm, there's a dip after that. You know, Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné, whether you want to put them 1 or 2, there's a huge drop, and then you could possibly either get to Chris Statlander, you know, and then you start looking at the names around the AEW women's roster, and that sucks. No, that sucks, and that's, you know, I feel like that's bogus in the most part. And you're seeing Mercedes Moné come out with her shirtless men, you know, with holding the belts, all 13 of them, and it's not helping nobody. Because once she drops all of them, what good has that done to your promotion? You know, if anything, you just showed that you had your top women's wrestler of your promotion drop this title to Mercedes Moné. Your women's division was stagnant, and now I'm not speaking for all promotions because I don't know what's going on in all promotions, but you're stagnating your women's roster, not just AEW, but a lot of these companies as well who don't have a women's champion. And now when Mercedes Moné drops it, I don't need this. You know, that's how I see it. I don't need this. Like, here, take your little filthy title back. You know, it's just like, I'm not defending this. You know, it seems like it doesn't really mean much to her. It's just something to add to her collection. It's something to add to her achievements. I traveled to Canada, wrestled one match, won a title, and never defended it. Just dropped it randomly. And I think that's bogus.
You know, I think she's using it as? I think she's going to use it as leverage. I think when she does decide to go back to WWE, she's going to try to use it as leverage to get herself more money from WWE. So that way, when she goes back and they're looking at her and being like, we want to bring you back and everything else, well, she's going to be like, well, you can definitely give me more money because look at all the championships I won. Look at all the championships I held. You know, WWE doesn't care about all these other indie promotion championships like that. So why the hell would you even think, or even remotely, that they're going to care about those accomplishments in the long run? Even if you won the AEW Women's Championship, that's not really going to mean much because they don't give a damn about. They really don't really give a damn about AEW. Period. Like, yes, they'll counteract them all the time as much as that, but even then, you can still kind of see they don't give a damn about AEW. They're not going to care about that. They're just knowing because you were there first. You're one of the bigger names that left and went over there right now. So you are, in a way, going to be looked at as you were gone. You did whatever the hell you did at that point. Cool. Well, we'll sign you for more money at that point. I think that's what she's going to use it for. She's going to use it as leverage.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, even then, if I'm WWE, like, how much leverage do you really have? Because, like, when you look at what I mean by that is when you look at WWE and AEW, both fans, in terms of support for their women's wrestlers, it's through the roof. Like, WWE fans care a lot about the women's wrestlers there. AEW fans care a lot about the women's wrestlers there. It's just the fact that AEW don't give any substance to their women's division. You know, there's no backing towards the women's division. You know, you see Riho, damn, I haven't seen you in a minute. You know, I haven't seen you in a long while. You know, you're seeing a lot of these wrestlers come through. Queen Aminata, I'm only seeing you once every 3 or 4 weeks. You know, it's just like Thekla, you showed up. It was an awesome appearance. It was an awesome debut. After that, you're spotty. And so, and then you look at WWE, Sol Ruka, you're seeing, even though it's NXT, you're seeing a lot of access to her. You're seeing a lot of access to Jada Parker. You see a lot of access to, and this is the lower level names. I'm talking lower level, you know, but you're seeing the care and the time that WWE is putting into their women's wrestlers. AEW is failing at that at most and putting all the attention on Toni Storm, on Mercedes Moné, on Mina Shirakawa, just because she's in the fray, you know, with Toni Storm, and they got to get their dance moves off. You know, it's like, that's all we're getting. And so, like, it sucks. And I do want to see a whole lot more from Mercedes Moné, from Chris Statlander, and from the women's division as a whole. But damn it, Tony Khan, wrong Tony. He's not doing this. Tony, one of them Tonys. Damn it. Gotta go back to work. Love you guys. Huge shout out to Kayla for sliding in Jordan on the flurry. She also went on to say that she disowned the Redeemer. Of course, all jokes, you know, with laughing as well. You have also Mr. Opinionated. I'm with Devin. It's the numbers. Even though I don't want it to happen, I see Moné winning. So it's okay for WWE rejects to be on top. Ooh,
yeah. I do. Unfortunately, that's the thing. Tony probably spent a lot of money for her. and he wants to probably get his
you,
he wants to get his full like pay like comeuppance with it. You know,
the
he
MJF
spends that
line.
much. Yeah, it's like just let him. He's just gonna end up doing it. You know, why not put the woman that you spent so much money on, and one of the bigger names, honestly, in Mercedes? You know, flat out, she was one of the biggest free agent women that you could have picked up. And when you pick her up, you throw as much money at humanly possible at her, and you just put her at the top. And I think now, unfortunately, they're going to put her at the top.
Yeah, and even with WWE, like even in the negotiation process, I'm like, look, we take time with our women's wrestlers. We have not only do we have a lot working well with us, we got AJ Lee that's back, you know, Becky Lynch. We got the Bird Lady that as soon as the crowd gets behind her, she goes to be something nice, you know, like, and we have a foundation in NXT. Why the hell do we, you know, it's like, why the hell would we spend buku amount of money on someone that just went around collecting belts and did nothing with them, you know, when it was all said and done? I would honestly just invest in my, if I'm WWE, if Mercedes Moné came, she wouldn't be knocking at my door, but of course, I'm pretty sure her agent would probably throw a filler out there.
He
You
said
know,
I was
hey,
just focused on myself.
yeah, like if I'm Triple H, I think I'm good. You ever see that meme with the guy touching the other guy on the shoulder, you know, with the little smug face, like, yeah, brother.
Yeah.
I don't think you, I don't
Tell
think
you,
let me tell you something. I think I don't want you here. We got Jordan Kirby. Monet having all these titles is so stupid. I'm just waiting for the inevitable and the what? I'm just waiting for the inevitable, and the inevitable is that she will lose all these titles real soon, and I'm here for it. But if Mercedes Moné wins, then what do? Oh, you do nothing. And also, Kayla, she needs to stay the fuck out of WWE. I can never go back to liking her, even if she ever became Sasha Banks again. Fuck her. Damn, Kayla.
He is over her at this point.
Yeah, I was like, what happened to love? What happened to love? We were just talking about your book and love. Like, what happened to the love here? but we love you, Kayla, and definitely hope you're having a great day at work too. Though hopefully you're not overly working, not stressing yourself out too
chaotic.
Much. Yeah, it's not chaotic. One thing that is chaotic, of course, is the rivalry between Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly. I'm pissed. I'm pissed at this because I don't mind that Jon Moxley tapped. I don't mind that Jon Moxley tapped to Kyle O'Reilly. I think it shows that he's human and he's putting somebody over in Kyle O'Reilly from the conglomeration, you know, and you gotta love that, you know. I want to see Kyle.
Love it.
Gotta love it.
And let me tell you something over here, man. I'm telling you right now, we're about to conglomerate over here.
You about to conglomerate. I'm telling you, like it's and they're so fun. They're so fun. It's just a mixed mosh of guys in AEW that get along. You know, probably drink, smoke on the regular. You know, on the weekends. You know, they have their little club. They have the little like fraternity house that you can see them having. You know, but it's like on the flip side, I'm just pissed that Jon Moxley is doing all this for Kyle O'Reilly, but I felt like we didn't get enough of this for Darby Allin. Because I felt like that I Quit match should have been the final nail in the coffin, which some kind of is, kind of isn't. But I didn't hear the man say I quit. I didn't hear it. It's just like I didn't hear any inkling of Jon Moxley saying I quit at all. And Jon Moxley just straight up tapping to Kyle O'Reilly. I feel like he's doing more with Kyle O'Reilly than and it felt like it should have been for Darby Allin, in my eyes. But granted, I don't mind the feud. I definitely want to see Kyle O'Reilly get the win, but he's been pretty much molly-whopping Jon Moxley. I think we all can see where this is going tonight. It's like I don't think Kyle O'Reilly is just going to be undefeated going up against Jon Moxley here. But your thoughts on the whole thing? I don't have a problem with the two, but I'm just really pissed off that this could have gone to this push when what Jon Moxley is doing for Kyle O'Reilly, he could have just done for Darby Allin.
I mean, I love it. I think the story-wise, it's been great. Like, honestly, the fact that it's Moxley, every time he gets put in a submission now, he panics. And I love that right now. So, honestly, I think you do continue that tonight. I do. I think Kyle O'Reilly is going to get another dub tonight, honestly.
Really?
Out of that. Yeah. Because the way Mox, like I said, he panics every time he's in a submission move right now. And honestly, that's a good way to keep this story going, because if it feels like in the long run, your story conclusion is Moxley gets kicked out of the Death Riders, you have to make the rest of the Death Riders look at him and continuously see that he's starting to become the weak link. And I think that's the case to go about it right there, is you have to keep him afraid of being locked in submissions and tapping out to them because it's the way he feels about him. It's just like he gets put in one and he's like, oh shit, I'm trapped. I don't know what else to do. I'm just gonna tap out, and that's all he does. It's like that's like a good way to go about it, because if you want new Death Riders, honestly, I think if somebody gets booted from the Death Riders right now, that's going to be a nice refresh for the Death Riders in the long run, because
Hope so.
I could say Pac honestly could be the leader of this, because out of all of the Death Riders right now, who's the one guy that's been showing a hell of a lot more aggression in there than anybody? That's Pac, really. Claudio's been just kind of like the side guy where he's like, oh yeah, you need assistance, I'll be there and I'll help you beat him up. Wheeler Yuta does the same thing. He just basically goes out there and everybody just goes, hey, he's just there to ruin everything because it's Wheeler Yuta. Danny Garcia just doesn't feel like he needs to even be in that group. I don't know why he joined it. Like, he's just feels like the odd man out still in this one. Marina Shafir has done a hell of a job at making herself better. Like, honestly, I was never big on Marina Shafir, but for some reason now, all of a sudden, just her and the Death Riders has been something just absolutely exceptional for her, because she just looks like a killer right now, which is excellent. But honestly, if you need a new leader, you go with Pac. Pac's just been the most violent and aggressive one. Like, literally, I'll military press Darby off the stage through flaming tables. I'll show up while you're sitting in there in a jail cell cutting a promo against John Moxley, and I'll slam his head against the wall and then rub his head against the window. Like, this man don't give a damn. Like, he's been the more violent one. You want to turn the Death Riders into something actually again that's like they're a threat, you have to add a new leader, and you have to boot out the weak link. So Moxley goes, Pac takes over, but you have to do it, and I think you do it at the right time, and that's at the properly named World's End, where finally the Death Riders just say, I've had enough of this. Like, you have just been tapping out, you've been giving up, you've been showing that you're the weakest of us all right now. We're done with you, and that's it. And then Pac takes over the group, let it run. But honestly, I think you keep it going. I think you keep it going. I think you keep Moxley on that string of tapping out. I think that is an excellent way to do this story.
You think it's a no holds barred? You think it should have been a submission match? Or are you okay with no holds barred?
No, no holds barred still good, because it's Moxley's element, but it's also something that you don't expect Kyle O'Reilly to do. But the way Kyle's just been like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of John Moxley. I'm sick and tired of the Death Riders. I'm ready to just do whatever it takes to beat this man. And if it comes down to, once again, a submission getting slapped on Moxley, we might be seeing him tap out again. So I'm ready for it.
Evan, your thoughts?
I'm Team Kyle O'Reilly now, because honestly, if John Moxley wins, I don't see none of that happening. So I'm more along on this. I want to see this. I want to see the vision of Justin right now.
I want to see the vision of Justin.
I've been kind of, I don't know how I feel with the Death Riders. You know how I felt when they had that cage match that day. I was defeated then with Samoa Joe. It was just too much. Like, I was like kind of used to seeing them choking people out. So if we talking about switching this up and maybe booting Moxley out of this, and like you saying, moving Pac in up the ranks to being a leader, somebody that's more vicious, I may be up for that, because something got to change with the Death Riders.
So in saying that, should Pac beat Darby Allin tonight as well? If that's the way to go.
That one I don't think happens.
Really?
No. Yeah, I mean, we ain't got to go for all of it tonight.
Yeah, the story is just basically Pac is saying that Darby's just the hardcore guy. He wants to do all this death-defying stuff.
Yeah.
And it's, how about you? Let's see if you can beat me in a straight-up wrestling match. And honestly, I've seen Darby. He can go in just a regular one-on-one. He doesn't need the hardcore stuff. He can actually go in the ring pretty damn well in a regular one-on-one matchup. So I think you have him prove the fact that he can do it to Pac, honestly. And I don't think it really like puts a hamper on Pac big time. Like, it still makes Pac look like a killer, because he'll probably end up just beating the snot out of him most of the match. And then Darby will get his little comeback and then probably beat him. Like, Darby's going to have his hope spots, and then he's going to get a nice little flurry, and he'll probably end up winning the match. But that's basically the story when it comes down to it, is can Darby beat Pac in a wrestling match? So I think you can do that, because if you're going to have the Death Riders start to kind of feel like they're losing their grip on a lot of things. You can't really have them like winning matches constantly. Like Marina is a whole different story because she's involved with the women's tag team titles right now, so she's kind of in her own like section of doing whatever she wants to do right now. But flat out, when it comes to the rest of the Death Riders, it's basically been the conglomeration, Darby, and everybody else. You keep it in that whole little bubble, and everybody else that's fighting in there right now, you got to keep it to where the Death Riders start to feel like they're losing their grip on stuff. And just the story feels like it calls for Darby to beat him.
Devin, your thoughts? Darby Allin Pac tonight.
I am going. I mean, I don't know. I'm a fan of Darby, but at the same time, I don't know. Just got to be so excited for this Pac taking over the Death Riders. I'm gonna side with Darby actually. As excited as I am, I know I'm gonna just flip flop over. I guess you talking about what's on your shoulder. You made that face as soon as I said it. And
no, it was a bug that flew in front of me. I had to like get it out of my face.
See, it was the Darby bug. It was trying to let you know.
The Darby bug.
On your shoulder. But no, I'm for Darby against Pac.
Darby against Pac, and I do want to see Darby win. I'm not totally against Pac. I just saw Pac just taking over the Death Riders, just seeing the vision and seeing what can be of the Death Riders. Because Jon Moxley's time is winding down. Like Jon Moxley, not only did the Death Riders, they've lost their luster a while ago, but this can turn them up, and this can help out the Death Riders in more ways than one. You know, with the guys, of course, coming into the fray, Jon Moxley, of course, doing his own thing, and we get to see the Death Riders kind of have their kind of Judgment Day style, getting rid of the leader and going off and doing their own thing. And hopefully that's making somebody big. Not saying Marina Shafir could be Rhea Ripley, but hey, this could be, a step in the right direction for everybody involved. One match that could help out the winner, of course, in this match is the $1 million trios match. Kenny Omega, Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus, and taking on Devin's favorite tag team in the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. Devin, why should the Young Bucks win $1 million?
I ain't mean to give you that long pause. I probably should. I just had to process it all. It take a minute, Just take a minute. I'm getting older.
I'm getting older.
Let me tell you why the Young Bucks should win $1 million. They should win $1 million so they can take that $1 million and stop wrestling. So I like to watch it.
Jesus
and go
Christ.
and put that towards anything. Do real estate, you know what I mean? Go do I don't know, build a house and don't live in it. Do something instead of being in my face. I mean, granted, they're not in my face because I walk away when I see them or hear them. I don't even like what's that song, man? Farewell Wayward Son or something. I don't know. I didn't took it out my head because they came out to it. I used to like the song just if it came on. Now I see it, I'm like, Young Bucks can't do it. It's like if I heard Cult of Personality, I can't help but associate it with CM Punk. That's how I do them. So look, they should win this $1 million. If I'm not saying that's what it's gonna lead to, but I'm gonna put it out there. If they're gonna take this $1 million and get the freak out of my face, cool. I wasn't ready to jump that far yet.
But that's the thing. It gets even better. They're probably going to be in our face even more once they join the Don Callis family. And Don Callis family grows to not only 25 members, but we're going to go to 50 before this year ends.
They can get out my face, though. That's the 2-on-1. Don Callis can go and take his paintings and go in the closet somewhere with him. I don't know what he want to do.
Well, that's where he's making them at. Obviously, that's where he's making them. He's making them in the closet.
Keep them in there. Put some socks on next time.
Put some socks on next time. It's crazy.
Sick of seeing this man ashy ankles when he come out the. I'm sorry.
Dead.
This AEW do this to me, man.
This is the heel turn. This is the heel Devin. This is what he was talking about. The sistership is dead. The sistership is over with. But I mean, Justin, are you happy? Are you ecstatic about this trios bout? Now, granted, not saying that Young Bucks, Jack Perry, or Luchasaurus, they put out some good matches. But your thoughts on just everything that's involved in this?
I've been enjoying the Down on Your Luck Bucks. I think it's probably been the best they've been in like a long time. Like EVP Bucks was insufferable, but the fact that they have kind of switched up how they were, to me, is what really needed to be done. I think honestly they've been actually enjoyable on TV. Like every time they come out and their Titantrons all different, music's different. They have no pyro. Maybe they don't have music this week. They have a different nameplate every time. That's just like these two guys, and like gambled away $500,000 at the recent, like during the recent tapings. Like I love when that was the case, but it's like I thought originally all we were going to get was they're going to go in there, they're going to win the freaking $1 million. Well, technically it wouldn't be them winning the $1 million because it'd have to be split between them and, of course, Josh Alexander, which is goofy in its own right. But so technically they'd be winning less than what they gambled away last time, which is a little weird. But so that's what I thought they were going to do. They're basically going to win the money, then just gamble it away again, and then they're just going to keep asking for money matches over and over again. But unfortunately, I think OPC was right when he talked about it, was the fact that we're probably going to get babyface Bucks again. They're probably going to realign with Omega again. We're probably going to get the Elite. I don't really think I care, and I don't really care to see it, honestly, because I'm just so tired of the Elite like existing and then not existing and then existing and then not existing. Like, if you're going to be a faction, just stick as a faction at this point. Like, the Bucks and Omega and all the Elite are basically just always there, and then they're not. It's just over and over again. It's always like, we have to find some way to tell a story that'll completely bring us all the way back to getting the Elite back together with like 13 different members as well. I don't genuinely give a damn, honestly, to see the Bucks just be babyface again. It doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like a good payoff to us enjoying, you know, broke Bucks, and then all of a sudden just being like, they're babyface again. We want to see them win money. Like, no, it's not really that exciting to really care about. But unfortunately, I think that's the route we're going, and I don't really care to see it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be like Corbin, man.
But like I said, I would be pissed if I'm one of the talents. I'm like, look, you doing these trios and tag matches for millions of dollars, 500,000. I'm doing a one-on-one match now. Can I get 20K? You know, can I get something? It's like, what makes these matches? And why are the Young Bucks steady winning all this money? Y'all beat.
I love how on the 0 hour too, they even have a $200,000 tag team match.
Like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I would be hot if I'll be like, look, I'm sorry. If I'm Pac, I'm not wrestling Darby tonight. I'm only going to get 50K for wrestling Darby. Right. Get me in this match where I'm going to make, hold on, look at that, Mr. P. $333,000 and $333,000 and
$333,333 each. That's insane.
I was like, am I broken? I was like, am I like,
bro? They would literally, that's literally under the 500,000 they were asking for. That's so lame.
It's so trash.
Unless Josh just gives up his cut and just says, you guys get the $1 million. Here you go.
You know what? I don't want it anymore. I can't even hear anything in my ear anyway. It's like, I can't even hear anything. Just take it. I don't care. And also, how many members is Don Callis? I think else. Yeah, I actually got it right here. Excluding 13. Don Callis.
I counted them. I've counted them. Not counting Don Callis, it is 13 members.
13.
No lotion.
No lotion
for his ankles.
Oh, I was like, no lotion. I was like, what the? What you?
Okay, yeah, okay. That was kind of okay. That was kind of way out of the pocket.
One thing
at first. Okay, until I put his ankles in.
Wrong platform.
Wrong platform.
The only thing I want to see the Don Callis family do is I want to see them bring up the people that aren't there, and I want to see them just drop a little casual, like, goofy line about like Andrade and stuff, where they're just like, they bring all the Callis members out there, and they're all just sitting there having a freaking like meeting and everything, and then Callis just goes, "Of course, we know everybody's not here. One is out on the sidelines, like 2 are hurt right now. One's got like a year-long vacation." I want to just be like just casually bring that up, and I just get a chuckle out of it at that point.
Right, exactly. Like, and at least make it entertaining. Don Callis, he doesn't make it's not entertaining, man. That dude is not Now, granted,
man, his theme song ain't entertaining at all.
Nah, no.
It just sound like
keyboard, just
yeah.
It sounds like if you're in the Midwest, it sounds like a tornado drill. Like when you had those in elementary school, it was like just around your classroom. Like it's just creepy. Just creepy in itself. But I'll just Don Callis. They get on my last nerves. Don't want to see too much of them in that instance. Coming up on 10 minutes left here as we fly through here. TNT champion Kyle Fletcher defends against Mark Briscoe in a no DQ match. I really want to see Mark Briscoe get the dub here. But of course, Kyle Fletcher, of course, being the young man that he is, and being a bright spot, he is in my eyes, outside of what Tenosuke Takeshita and Okada got going on, because I do think that's pretty entertaining as well. Kyle Fletcher by himself, man, he's been carrying. I thought he's been really, really carrying in this Don Callis family. He's been a whole lot of fun to watch, and I definitely think this could sneak up and be a match of the night candidate, if possible. Justin, your thoughts on the match, and who do you see winning?
Briscoe has to win this because first off, we don't need a 14th member of the Callis family. Ain't no way. And that would just be like, I know a lot of people were talking about, we're going to use it as like he's going to infiltrate the Don Callis family and break it down from the inside. Let's not, please. Let's not. Like as much as it sucks that Kyle Fletcher would drop the title, because honestly, I think he's been a great TNT champion. I think Kyle Fletcher is outstanding as an in-ring competitor. I just don't think you need another member of the Callis family. Like, even if it's the whole, we're just going to try to keep him in there and we're just going to basically torment the hell out of him while he's in there. But meanwhile, it's just using it as an example to just be like, he's going to be the one to break down the Callis family from the inside till the cracks start showing and the whole group falls apart. You technically already got that going on when you got Takeshita and Okada. The group's already starting to fall apart because you got two people at each other's throat right now, which absolutely is enough. You don't need another piece of it. Briscoe needs to win this tonight.
Devin, do you want to see some redneck kung fu tonight?
No offense, but I'm going with Kyle Fletcher with this one. Ooh. I don't know. I'm just more of a Kyle Fletcher guy. There's no offense to Mark Briscoe. I promise you. I don't know. I don't see him. I don't know. I'm more impressed with Kyle Fletcher right now.
You know what? I think you have a problem with Mark Briscoe having no teeth. I think that's what it is. I think you have many problems with Mark Briscoe. You're judging him in the chicken coop. You're judging him at his barn. You be judging him with his lifestyle, the redneck kung fu. I feel like
kids.
His 9 kids, his inability to wear protection. I feel like you have problems with Mark Briscoe.
I just like how everything you listed had nothing to do with his in-ring ability.
You know what? That's a good point. Yeah.
So I'm like, I never said I had a problem with him. So I'm like, I don't know where this came from. I said the first thing, no offense to Mark Briscoe, and somehow you don't like that he has no teeth. He has 9 kids. You wish he had 10. You suck. I'm like, man, all I said was no offense. I just like Kyle Fletcher better.
You telling me you ain't down to conglomerate? I'm telling you something, man.
Once the conglomeration gets started, man, look, once Mark Briscoe gets the pep talk from the great Willow Nightingale, that changed anybody's life,
Listen, Willow, I don't take any pep talks from you, respectfully, okay?
Respectfully. Oh, Willow. Outside of Willow.
As long as you bring Harley Cameron with you, too, the babes of wrath.
Yes, the babes of wrath. Look, man, I was struggling. Let me stop. I was gonna say something totally out of pocket. It was like respectfully. Yes, thanks for the save. Respectfully. Look, 4-way tag team match. I feel like even on Circle of Debate, it's been talked about. Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa was walking away with this thing. Like it's been really, really night and day with this tournament. And Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa, I mean, they got the dance moves, they have the bits, they have the drip, they have the exposure, and Tony Storm is Tony Storm herself in AEW. Has your mind changed at all about who's winning this match, Justin, or do you still feel it's Mina Shirakawa and Tony?
To win the whole tournament? No. I still think Mina and Tony are going to win this whole tournament. I think they're going to end up being the tag team champions. This matchup is probably going to be one of the heel teams winning this one because first off, I hate this whole thing. Like, this is just dumb. Like, let's have the 4 teams that are in the quarterfinals right now go in a 4 corners match where the winning team gets to pick a stipulation. Okay, why does one matchup out of this entire tournament have to be a stipulation match? Like, why?
They would just pick a card.
Why?
Can we like pick straws or like do the little ball roller thing?
Right? Can they be fighting for money? How about that?
Can they be right?
Add another 3. Add another
Right.
200. Add a $500,000 matchup right there between these 4 corners. Like matchup between these women. So at least if one of these teams ends up losing and the winning team is in this, at least they got $500,000. Something like that. Like
exactly.
It's just
see
goofy.
you're thinking ahead of the game. You got to talk. Tony Khan, yay! Justin is on the line, brother.
I got you.
You ain't gonna listen.
Tony.
I'm talking about Tony
some
Khan.
money matches. Here you go. I got you hooked up.
You gonna hear that and do the complete opposite.
Right. He calling Dave Meltzer. He gotta call Justin, man. That's his problem. He called the wrong guy.
I'll be like, I'll just pick up and I'll give him like the answering machine like voice. I'll be like, you reached the number of Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then just be like,
Giannis. I can't even say that wrong.
I was like, I thought he was singing like a spiritual. Well, I was like, man. But outside of that, forgot about the tag team champions. Brody King, Brodito, take it on FTR. Has FTR been revived? Since coming out of their, I guess you could call it a slump. It's been a little bit of a slump for FTR. Do you see FTR coming away with it? What did I say?
It was lame as hell. It's almost have FTR been revived. Like, man, get out of here with this lame ass formula.
Look at that.
I'm trying to, and I'm like, he kept on going. Like, we ain't gonna let this just sit here. Like, man,
that was nice.
I'm sorry. I told you y'all was like, this is a new era. I wasn't letting that slide. They've been revived.
I didn't even know at first.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
It was just like low hanging fruit. I had to say something.
Low hanging fruit. But I mean, Justin, has FTR been entertaining to you as of late? And do you see them going forward and kind of holding the reins and beating Brodito here?
Honestly, no. Like flat out, I have not enjoyed very many FTR segments as of late. Like literally all it is them trying to come out to garner some heat, and sometimes they cut like the absolute worst promos absolutely like that I've heard from them ever. Like I don't know what it is. They are honestly, I don't think they've gotten out of that slump. They still feel like they're in that entire rut that they've been in, where it just feels like they're just floating around doing nothing. Unfortunately, though, I do think they are going to win the tag team titles, though. I like Brodito. Like, I'd never expected that the team of Brody King and Bandito was going to work as great as it did. But
yes,
literally, after everything that went down with the whole Hurt Syndicate stuff, where that whole stuff went around about how they don't want to drop the tag team titles to FTR. They want to put over a fresh team. Okay, cool. Well, look what you did. You put over Brody King and Bandito as a tag team, which is fantastic. And honestly, they've had a hell of a reign together. It's probably not really been that super long, but it's been actually enjoyable for the most part. Hands down, though, I think we're getting back on track, though. I think FTR is going to end up winning these tag team titles flat out. And then they're going to go on, and face Copeland and Christian at World's End, which unfortunately I think we're putting the tag team titles on Cope and Christian. I think basically the whole thing is just basically we're going to put tag team titles on Cope and Christian, but we're going to do it with the two guys that have been feuding with Cope and Christian for the longest time, and that's FTR. So,
ooh,
I mean, I hope they do. I hope FTR does win this, and I hope they do, because if they don't figure it out, because lately FTR for me has meant this. On the remote. That's FTR.
I am the remote.
I am the remote.
I am the table. That is them for me. That's where I stand with this tag team match. I'm sorry. No offense to. I wouldn't say it, but if I say no offense, I'm still disrespecting them somehow.
No, it's true though. It's true. They've been pretty bad, honestly. They may be labeled the best tag team in the world to a lot of people, but like flat out, who's actually enjoyed anything they've done on television lately? Like let's just come out there and let's argue with the fans. Like I get it, you want to get a little cheap heat and everything else. Like let's tell them, hey, your city sucks and your sports team sucks and Stokely can't get any hoes and he's short and bald. Like, okay, I don't care. How many more times do I need to hear that?
Hi, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You know, it's just like,
Right?
how are you, brother?
Cool. Let's bring back the fact that Ricky Steamboat had his retirement match like 13 years ago, and all of a sudden just said, "FTR, you want to team with me?"
Yeah.
I got a son who wrestles, but I don't want to team with him. I'd rather team with FTR.
I got a son that wrestles, but I don't want to team with
I'd
him.
rather team with you guys.
He was like, "You see that bum over there? That's my son. No, get him out of here. I want to do that."
It's like your son? Yeah, that bum right there.
Like, I don't want to do this. He's like, he can go over there with Sting's kids. He's like, I don't want. But of course, we have the main event.
I was gonna say something so out of pocket.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is the heel turn. You got.
I thought he was gonna be like, "You think I was Rey Mysterio?"
You think I was Rey Mysterio? He's like, there is no Rey Mysterio here, brother. We don't do that. We don't do that here.
You're supposed to be my friend.
You're supposed to be my friend.
Oh man.
I was thinking about doing that too, talking about Batista and Rey Mysterio. But I probably might go JBL John Cena. I think we might go JBL John Cena.
I'll have another match. You're supposed to be my dad.
You're supposed to be my dad. You're not my dad. We do have.
I'm done.
That's unfortunate. We do have Hangman Page taking on Samoa Joe in a steel cage match. This would have so much intrigue if it wasn't for that Twisted Metal announcement.
That good ass show, Twisted Metal, man.
Yeah, but Devin just likes to see
that good ass game.
Devin just doesn't want to see his favorite wrestlers wrestle because he's a Roman Reigns fan, so he likes to see him on the big screen. Devin likes to see people move on, from wrestling. That's the thing. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
No, please don't do this.
Look at you now.
Look at you now.
Look at you now, boy. Don't do this, Damien. Look at me now.
Look at me now. But even then, outside of, I mean, like I said, with the Twisted Metal announcement, I think it's kind of hard to believe that Samoa Joe would win this match. Because why would you win the title and then dip off? No, and run off like that, especially depending on how long he's going to be gone with the title. Justin, do you still see this being a banger of a match, and do you see Samoa Joe having the slightest chance of winning still, even with the announcement?
See, I don't really. I'm not really been the greatestly when it comes to intriguement when it comes to this matchup, because it's like the heel turn still feels random from the ops. It just feels kind of forced as overall. It felt kind of forced. You had no scenario where we don't have anybody else to challenge Hangman at this point. And look how honestly dumb the whole heel turn was from them. Flat out, it was just Joe, and they were just teaming with Hangman. And then all of a sudden, Hangman hands him his title, and Joe isn't quick enough to grab it, and it drops and hits the mat. And Joe's like, "You're gonna make me drop my trios title, bro. What the hell's wrong with you? Now I gotta beat you up and turn heel. Really? That's what we're doing. We're turning heel because, first off, you ain't got barely any heels that are freaking up in the upper echelon right now to challenge Hangman. So you're going to force a Samoa Joe and Ops heel turn to try to get some kind of anything out of this. And now you were able to squeeze out a second match because we had to at this point. I've not really been super pumped for these kind of matches. I think Hangman and Joe have great matches together. Don't get me wrong. But honestly, flat out for their last main event, I was kind of bored from their last main event. I like those two guys, but their main event was just kind of slow, very plotting and methodical. And when it started to pick up, I just kind of looked at it, and I think we're maybe 10, 15 minutes deep into it. And I'm just sitting there going, I don't feel like a main event out of this. I'm just watching this match and I'm going, these two can have good matches, but I don't feel like they're producing a main event matchup right there. And now we just had blood and guts, and now we're having a cage match again. It's just overdone with the stipulation matches. The story really wasn't there. Nothing. I just think now you add in the whole Twisted Metal stuff. It just kind of just becomes 100% predictable at this point. Joe's not winning this championship unless they're going to literally put the title on him and have him do a Cody Rhodes where he literally wins the title back and then disappears off TV to go film a movie like Cody did with Street Fighter, where you put the title on him and he disappeared with that. But I don't see AEW doing that. I don't think they would do that. They want to keep their champion on television right now. They literally just had a whole entire story for 9 months with the Death Riders, where the title wasn't on TV. You have somebody who finally has the title on TV. You don't want to take that title off of like TV for another couple months again. That's just ridiculous. That's overkill. And I just feel like where we're at right now going into this, you're bringing MJF back. At the end of this show tonight, MJF is coming back, and he's more than likely going to say either by the end of that show or on Dynamite that he's going to use his contract at World's End, and that's what we're going to get our Hangman MJF match at World's End. So
forgot all about MJF, man. Forgot all about MJF.
Man's been out on his honeymoon.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. With Miss Atoot.
Shouts to Alicia, too.
Oh, shouts to Alicia, yes. Shouts to Hey, MJF, you found a good one. Another good one. You found another good one. Because the first one was pretty good, too. I forgot. I spaced it on her name, but she would paint. She painted. She would paint like the She was really good.
I know her name was Naomi, and that was it.
Naomi, but Naomi, respectfully, you good with it? You good?
Indubitably.
Devin, I mean, you outside of Twisted Metal, I know you're hyped about Samoa Joe, even though he could potentially choke out Hangman Page. I'm pretty sure you're pretty down on this too as well. Are you? Wait, hold on. I think you muted.
Oh, he is muted.
Thank you. It was a train in my background, so pause.
Ew, there was a train in your ew.
I just had to make sure nobody took that in any way, okay? Because you with these sound effects and stuff, I don't know, okay? It was an actual legit locomotive train, tracks, 2 of them going across with the horn.
Here comes Matt Bloom.
Yeah, train, yes. Like, Lord Tensai, I had to make sure.
The hip hop hippo.
That's the I forgot about that too. I thought Tensai was gonna beat John Cena for the championship, but y'all should have seen how they was pushing him at that early start. But I'm being realistic, and Justin, that is a good point. They did do an entire almost year-long storyline about where's the championship? You don't see a champion. No, I see Hangman winning this, being baby face that he is, and I do like MJF coming out at the end because I can't forget about MJF. I just want to see him in prominent positions. That's all. So if that ends with World's End of Hangman and MJF, I'm for it.
Yeah, honestly,
the title back. Honestly,
I really hope Max get the title back. That's one of my.
Max, take that title and go to.
It go to I don't know. Is AEW for life? He got the tattoo. It seems like he got the tattoo removed, but because he definitely did. Because I was like, I remember seeing the promo and of course him getting the tattoo removed, but I'm like, did you really get it removed? But looks like he did. But before we close out, there was one thing I really wanted to get you guys' opinion on before we dip out, and I'll be quick with it, I promise. Because Hangman Page explains why he emphasizes the men's AEW champion. For those that haven't noticed, as soon as he announces that, of course, being the AEW champion, he likes to say that he is the men's world champion. And he goes on to specify, he says, I feel like I'm specifying myself as men's world champion just in the opportunities that I get to speak about the championship or being the champion throughout my career. I think specifying that just asks people to stop and think. Whether it's the fans, the audience, people involved in wrestling, decision makers, or the wrestlers themselves. I've tried to do that. I've tried to insinuate small little things in the world that I'm involved in to make the world more representative of how I feel and how it truly should be. And of course, he also says it also puts a fair light, of course, in professional wrestling. Historically, it has been the case that the men's division is largely separated by sex and gender, and has been billed as the world champion. That is the person that you're coming to the arena to see. It's the world champion. The women's wrestling, it says then women's wrestling has gained esteem. Historically, they've created a separate championship that is the women's world championship. To me, that's always seemed like if you have a specific one, I'm sorry. It seems that like if you have to specify that one's for the women and the other one is the world championship, it feels like they created this hierarchy where one, you're telling your viewer and the audience that one of them is more important than the other. And I don't think that way is how fans feel any longer. Do you guys agree with that take? Or do you think it actually matters that Hangman Page is going out of his way to announce that he is the men's world championship? Justin, you first.
I mean, they didn't really need to really like have to specify because we know clearly what's the women's world championship and what's the men's at this point. But it's not like the worst thing that they could do. Like, honestly, I think it's not. It does kind of create like, again, it's kind of like separated everybody into one thing, like where it's like, this is your women's division. Again, you know, this is your world championship. This is what you want to be fighting for. This is what you're fighting for. This is what the men are fighting for. In the long run, I don't think it's a terrible decision like that they have to specify it, but it's okay for the most part. I think it's just, it always did kind of come off weird originally when they used to say it all the time, because it would always be like, it's the women's world championship. It's like, well, clearly it's not like Hangman Page is going in there against Tony Storm. Like, come on. Like, it's not that obvious. It's not that difficult to have to be like, you don't have to specify it. But if that's the way they want to do it, it's fine because it does what it does. It does what it needs to do. So,
Devin, your thoughts?
Oh, I definitely agree. They definitely, like, in terms of like, I'm a person where like I'm not saying you have to specify it, but if you want to, that's fine. You know, if you just want to me classify, like, you know, like you just said, we're seeing the women's championship. Obviously, we know that's what it's for. We're not gonna see Samoa Joe and they putting up the women's championship. It's just, you know what it is. But I appreciate that he, you know, specified it in terms of his championship.
No, I agree. I just feel like he's just like a couple years too late, because with that, and the only reason why I say that is because I feel like we stopped specifying once Rhea won the world title and once Becky won the world title, and for the women's, of course, for the women's world title, and yet you're seeing them being put on a higher level. The man, we couldn't escape the man when Becky Lynch was there. We could see that she was, you know, the go-to person in WWE, man or female, male or female. Then you go over to Rhea Ripley. This is my brutality. Everybody's crying, babies getting thrown up in the air. You know, it's just like, it's Rhea Ripley, you know, had that gravitas, and you knew that, okay, Rhea Ripley is the go-to person, you know, male or female. Hell, ask Akira Tozawa. He got his ass beat too. You know, it's just like everybody was catching L's when it comes to that. So I feel like, even though he's right, I do think he's 100% right, but I feel like if he would have did this a couple years ago, it would have been a whole lot more impactful, because I feel like we wasn't getting a whole lot of that. But, you know, we've seen the man. We've seen we even Tony Storm. Let's go into their backyard. Tony Storm. You know, I feel like Tony Storm was the biggest name there for a split second when Jon Moxley was pissing us all off. But Will Ospreay and Swerve left, you know, and Tony Storm was there talking about, you know, kissing bitches, you know, and you know, putting their chest out and wearing shoes. You know, it's just like that. Tony Storm there, you know, so that's just how I see it so far. To clear this out real fast, Jordan Kirby. Now Shotzi has 4 belts. Watch out, Mercedes. It's getting deep, man.
Catching up on you.
Yeah. Look, Jordan says, hell no, FTR has been so annoying. Ooh, he says, can Devin book AEW? Well, I don't think you could book what you hate, you know?
It's not that. See, there you go. That would be probably the best thing for them. I look at this and be like, man, I want to like this so much. I'm going to, you know, force it into something I like. I know that sounds terrible, but, you know, it's better than what I've been seeing, okay? I wouldn't be having Mercedes having 20 championships going against my other champion, for instance. I wouldn't put my company in these positions. I just wouldn't do it, because I'll look at this and be like, how I get this match? I'm the one that did it.
I do agree with that as well.
I don't know. I might have to some gray hairs doing that.
Oh, Chuck, yeah, the gray hairs are here. They're coming. Mr. Opinionated, I agree with Hangman. He said it's called World. If it's called World, then it's intergender. Well, I mean, if Rhea Ripley's gonna, or if Tony Storm is like, if Tony Storm's feeling froggy and wants to fight Hangman Page, then okay, then yeah.
The one good thing that they ever did so far that I think even WWE should do is stop adding heavyweight inside of it. Like, it shouldn't be the World Heavyweight Championship because you have people who win the World Championship that are not heavyweights. That's always obvious. But you don't need to call it the World Heavyweight title. And that's kind of a good thing why, again, even though they're specifying it with AEW, at least they're not saying it's the World Heavyweight Championship. It's just the World Championship, which basically means anybody in the world is where it can challenge for this championship. Anybody in the world can do this. This is their most prestigious titles of their, divisions right here. But anybody in the world can come challenge for this championship. So that's kind of what has been the good thing. That's why I'm wishing WWE would kind of take the heavyweight part out of their world title and just call it the WWE World title.
That's a great, I wonder if I was Randy Orton or Kurt Angle, I'd be like, so Rey Mysterio just gonna win and he ain't no heavyweight? It's just like, can we? Yeah, right. I want to talk about this. Can we dispute
this?
The
thing. If they was gonna address it, they would have took it off back then because that's true.
They still kept calling it the heavyweight title. Well, Ray had that title, and I was like, Ray's not a heavyweight, guys. You know that, right? So it doesn't feel the same when you have a 165-pound man walking around with a world heavyweight title, like.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And I love that.
It ain't like he bulked up to get to that size either or nothing. Like he's not like a Roy Jones or anything.
Not like a Roy Jones. Huge shout out to the OPC running errands and cleaning as well, but been listening to you guys, man, and we're gonna listen to you later on as well. It looks like the Bulls game is gonna start at 7, and so I'm gonna.
Who care about the Bulls? I'm messing with you.
I gotta work.
I know. He work wise. Got to care about the Bulls.
I gotta slide over to. Yeah, Devin, what's going on with you? Are you
me? Actually, I have to slide this evening because I gotta help my mom and stuff. So I'll probably be in and out, but I'll probably be in the chats.
Gotcha.
He said I'll probably be in the chats. Ooh, I'll be in the chats. I like that. Well, you're not in the chats right now. You're actually on camera, and I want to know, Mr. Carnes, is there anything?
I was gonna say you.
Well, I just wanted to know if there was anything you wanted to say before we close this show out.
There you go, man. It's freaking camera doing the key. There we go. I was gonna have to, do a little smack. It ain't Friday, but you do a little smackdown any time to this camera if he do this again. But ladies and gentlemen, I told you it was gonna be a new era, and this era is Devin with just less patience with nonsense and bull jivery that I see on TV. Because you know what? When I see that, I hit this. I just turn that mug off. Because life is too short. And because I used to be that person raging and going crazy, pulling my hair out, and I ain't got that much, so I was doing a lot of pulling. So I'm done. Your boy's done pulling his hair out. So I see stuff tomfoolery, and I just let Tom fool around because that's what tomfoolery do. So I'm gonna hand it back over to the number one hater in the nation. He still is, as you see clearly. Liv Morgan be minding her own business just like me, and we just somehow be getting caught with stray bullets for no reason. So I'm gonna hand it back over to the straight shooter, Isaiah Jackson Jr. That's our new name, man. Straight shooter. I'm a stray shooter, shooting strays in your direction. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that. I don't even know how to say their name right. Apollinina 6. They was in purple, like with Prince and stuff.
They got guns.
I just wanted to be. Here we go.
Here
we go. I just like we're gonna leave me hanging. Oh, this is too good to somebody be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's you, man. You the straight shooter. Out here shooting all these strays, man. If it ain't Liv Morgan, this Ava, like I'm defending my women.
I can't believe this, man. I'm defending my women. Ivan also the devious one. OPC says, I feel like they specify it more for children. Keep in mind, kids are watching as well. And specifying gender is more for the kids. But us adults, we know the difference in our hearts. We say champion, in my opinion.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, honestly, but love Hangman, what he said, I get it for sure. And I never even thought of it like that. That's actually a great point. So definitely that is specified.
He said I never thought about kids when I was watching this stuff.
I never thought about kids.
I was a kid once watching this. I was always a man watching this.
Well, according to the one lady after the I Quit match, what about the mothers? That's not stopping their kids from watching AEW or from all the foolishness. But in
MJF
actuality,
sneak in the crowd and pour the drink on the kid.
Yeah, on that little kid, that was my cousin, man.
that was my cousin. MJF, how could you? He says, Ivan says, the one thing I wish for Hangman and Statlander to get better as their world champion, I want their run to get booked better. Fell flat in a way, to be honest, especially for Hangman. Oh yeah, definitely feel flat for both of them. And I mean, one of them's gonna end soon. One reign might end soon tonight, honestly. And look, am I wrong? I don't think we're
You're
wrong.
You're right. It was so tongue in cheek. He said, "One rain might end tonight."
It might end tonight.
Sounds so evil.
But even then, look, we had a GOAT here. We had a legend here. It's been too long. Let me say that like a man.
GOAT was here.
It's been too long since we seen the boss, the Redeemer, Justin. He has been always open, of course, to have us slide on to Circle of Debate. And on top of that, even when we're not on Circle of Debate, even when we're not on the heel turn, he always communicates with us, and we always love to see what Justin is on. We always love to see what Justin is doing, and if he's good, of course. Love the hell out of you, brother. And we want to know, and the audience wants to know, where can we find you?
You can find me on X at JustinTime211, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, JC from NY211. But most of the time you want to find me, it's on YouTube. It's right over on Circle of Debate. We got watch-alongs. We got the flagship show. We've got everything over there. We want y'all to come hang out with us. Subscribe to the channel. Do what you got to do. But, of course, y'all know what you need to do as well. Subscribe to the Heel Turn Podcast. If you have not, the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing? And look, man, and it is so much fun, and we bleed into both programs. So you will see one of us on COD. You will see Justin. Hell, we haven't had Notorious Dom on here. We TK actually talked to TK. TK wants to have his time here as well. We had Getcho on here. That was a fun time. Hey, Devin, it's kind of like Peter Pablo. It's like kind of like Peter Pablo.
Freaking
like just a legend. Them franchise boys.
Man. Franchise, but that comparison was insane.
Them franchise boys.
Bro, y'all like the chest burster. You like a chest burster. You just pop in on anything like, bam, we here. We're
open. We're here and we're open. Jesus Christ. Look, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We just talked about, man, me and Devin don't like doing 2 hours. We did 2.5. Because
I was sitting here looking at that, and I just, you know what? Sometimes this life just be life.
Just having too much fun.
What I'm talking about.
I love it. And it flew by. It absolutely flew by. So now I got to get surgically removed from my chair. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I mean, the chat was just absolutely blowing up, and we appreciate you guys endlessly. Like, it means so much to us. And Justin, of course, love to have you on again, brother. And trust me, we'll be more consistent. We'll be back. We will be back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.